In a steaming New York City, filled with trash on the streets, three gentlemen drive to save the world. Beep. Back it up. Back it up. Back it up. Back. All right. Oh, you hit the curb. Okay. All right. This is the team lift. Get your ass out here.
Okay, here I come. I'm right here.
All right. Ready?
All right.
On three.
All right.
One, two, three. Oh, God. Okay. What the hell's in that
What
thing?
is that?
Hi.
And that's how we announce our guest. Welcome to Pixel Pulse. Today's the day where it's this day today. Hold on.
It's a day.
It's October 6th.
It is October 6th. This is October 6th episode.
On October 6th, he asked what day it was. It's October 6th.
Anyways,
October
so
6th.
today we decided to implement something new to the show. Here is a special guest. Can you introduce yourself, guest man?
Yeah.
Get out of the trash bag, first of all.
Get out of the fucking trash!
Hi, everybody. My name's Quinn. I'm Trash. Hi.
Oh, shit, guys. there's the
We're
American
here.
Sign
We're doing the
Language.
things and the stuff.
Oh, yeah. Did your sign languager arrive by mail?
Yeah, we
we-
should have an American Sign Language with you.
Yeah, we
Yes.
shipped you a sign languager. Okay. And if they
Hovering
do
me,
any,
it's
like,
super awkward.
what?
So they're hovering me. It's super awkward.
Yeah,
Yeah, I hope they
like breathing
yeah.
down.
It's weird that, like, are you speaking like in an accent or something? Why is he doing that motion with his hands?
Yeah,
It's
what is
completely
that? What is
different
that?
than.
That's
Oh, that's just the prosthetic hand. Never mind. All right.
Oh, right. Yeah.
The sign language person using cursive.
Just italics.
Italic words.
He's just yeah. So, anyways, Quinn, what do you like to do on, or what are you doing? What's the internet presence?
Who
that
are you? Sorry.
Oh man, I get to plug myself ahead of time. That's
Plug
crazy.
Yeah.
the
Plug.
fuck out of this. Is
Wow.
literally the
No,
outlet.
no. We're on Twitch. We're doing the Twitch stuff. I did open up a YouTube channel, but I haven't put anything on it yet
What
because
the fuck?
What's your actual username though?
Quinn is trash.
Holy
See, there you go. Explains the whole bit right there. That's
Yeah,
why we did
'cause
the
he's-
garbage man.
he's full
The
king
opening.
trash.
I should have strayed away from that, so that way they couldn't have gotten the bit.
Timer.
I mean, I think they would have gotten a bit eventually because I'm gonna say your Quinn is trash.
Is
Oh
he
my
trash
goodness.
though? Is he really trash? Find out next time
Yes.
on Pixel Pulse.
Find out when you go to watch the stream because what have you been streaming lately, friend?
Oh, we've been doing a whole lot. Recently, I just beat through all of Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut.
The
We
game
also
fucking
have
sucks. I
done.
love that game.
Oh, dude, the game's amazing. I had it modded too, so like it was like the original Dreamcast version.
That's how I plan to play it here soon.
I actually have the
100%.
original Dreamcast version of Sonic Adventure. That's how my
Oh.
brother's been playing is with an actual Dreamcast controller.
I went to our local pawn store place today and I saw a Dreamcast version of the game for 60 bones.
Oof.
Considered it because that's not as bad as it could be, but then I was like, I don't really need it. I don't even have a
$10
Dreamcast.
for my copy. That's insane.
I mean,
Yeah, that's not too bad.
but compared to like how some games will sell these days, like Fire Emblem Pokemon will easily be like hundreds of dollars.
I saw Tamagotchi Life for the 3DS,
Yeah.
like the hard copy, for $90.
There was some anime like bikini game that was also there that was like in a collector's edition box, and I didn't want to know if it was.
Oh, was it
opened or
Dead or
not.
Alive Beach Volleyball?
No, it was like anime girls.
Ah, jeez.
I don't know what it was. I couldn't read it because it was in Japanese.
I'd say I'm going to get it right now. I'll be right back, guys.
He's got to
See
go
ya.
get his waifus.
That's actually what this is. This is my last episode of Pixel Pulse. Quinn is taking over.
What?
It's been a pleasure for each and every single one of you. If you want to keep in touch with me, look up the Double Barrel Podcast. No, I'm joking.
Wow.
He's gonna create a rival podcast.
He's going to create his own
We
podcast.
cover strictly Doom.
Oh,
No.
yeah. That's a good podcast right there.
That's it. So I wanted to start off today with our normal segment we like to do. Gentlemen, let's go ahead and gather around this campfire and
Can't
talk
sing our
about
campfire song?
what games have we been playing this week or the last 2 weeks or when I last saw you all.
Okay. Well, I will start out. I've been mainly playing
Who fucking asked you?
me.
Oh shit! Got him.
I looked at you and I was like, okay.
That's fair. That's fair.
But mostly I've been hopping between Pokemon and the sin has come back to me. I forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I'm playing Call of Duty again.
Well, that's not too bad. I mean,
You can thank
are
me
you
for that,
prepping
too.
for the new one, or?
Well, so I was prepping for the new one, other to realize that I don't have Game Pass anymore. So, I mean, I've been grinding out Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 just because Quinn taught me how easy it was just to grind the shit out, all the attachments, the weapons and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
it's been
Modern
super
Warfare
easy.
3 is kind of easy.
Other than that, I've been doing Pokemon or Poke Tuesdays. I'm going to go back to my stream on Tuesday and I'm going to start playing Pokemon again. And then Thursday, I'm going to take a new adventure for a first time.
He's trying.
I'm trying Mass Effect.
One?
All of them. I have the Legendary Edition on Steam.
All
The
right.
good
So what do you know about Mass Effect?
I don't know. The Shepherd.
So the first one's going to be the stiffest one to play, but for the first one is absolutely my favorite one of the three.
Okay.
It's a alien dating sim combined
I
with
get that.
a good boy simulator, a bad boy simulator.
Okay.
It's pretty good. It's also like a third person tactical shooter for the most part.
Okay.
Gabriel, what play you?
Do you know how many people actually spell my name like Gab, like Gab?
You know,
There is a surprisingly lot of people who don't know if you shorten it to Gabe, it's Gabe.
Really?
There is a majority of people, I should clarify, that will spell it Gab.
that is wild.
That's kind of that's interesting.
I normally
sorry,
see
my
your
name is
name.
actually Douglas, right?
I like,
Forgot about that.
I like that. Yeah, Douglas.
Yeah, Douglas.
Douglas J. Falcon, identity of Captain Falcon. It is I. No, okay. Ooh, I've been playing a lot. Where do I start? Kingdom Hearts. I'm 3 streams in.
Oh no!
I'm
talking
having
like
mixed
OG?
opinions. Yeah,
The first one
Okay.
is probably the hardest one to play.
I agree. There have been some moments of jank. There have been Tarzan World. There have been Cloud
Tarzan
edgy, super edge. I mean, he was already edgy, but now he's like even edgier. He put band-aids on his sword so it can like stop bleeding or whatever. And overall, I wouldn't say I'm disliking the game by any means, but it is definitely a game of its time. And
I would
I'm
say,
feeling the age a lot. with that one.
Two definitely controls a lot better. 2 feels really good compared to that. I
Two's
haven't
my
played
favorite.
3 yet.
I've heard mixed about 3. What was that, Quinn?
I have played them all, and I'm here to say 3 is awesome.
You
Well,
like 3?
The thing I heard about 3 is the game gets better if you beat it once and then you unlock all the extra combos from the DLC and it plays like 2.
Hmm.
That's
See,
what my
3,
older brother's been saying. He's like that's his thing. That's his tism.
Yeah, 3 was the first one that I did critical mode on, and it was super fun. I think that's the first one where they finally made critical mode fun.
I was gonna say, yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2 was really rough with critical mode.
Yep.
I'm playing through proud mode right now, and the first one, I'm actually at the end of the game there, so I've done that run with you recently, actually, Gabe. I am starting Kingdom Hearts 2 soon, eventually myself, but
Can I just say, by the way, this game's fucking cryptic as hell. I
Yep.
am constantly being like, where do I go? What do I do? And why am I doing it? I don't know what that's a reference to, but
I'm just thinking of the Twilight. I don't
No,
know.
I
you
haven't-
brought up Tarzan.
yeah, the Tarzan world was accidentally the first world that I did because I was just flying around. And once you
Where the
fly by that ship,
Gorilla cheeks are.
that planet, it like forces you to land. And so I was just like, well, I'm here. I might as well commit to it. Let me tell you about the fucking vines in the Tarzan world and how bullshit those are. There is I changed the button prompts. Thankfully, the game is kind enough that it has 3 different button prompt UI options. It has Xbox layout, it has
It should have all
PlayStation
3,
layout,
yeah.
and then it has generic, which is actually helpful to me because it just shows the 4 buttons like in like a diamond shape, and then it highlights which of the 4, right?
Mhm.
So your jump button, I'm playing this on an Xbox controller. Your jump button is the B button. To get on the vine, you have to press the Y button. To get to the next vine, you have to press the A button.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
yeah.
and it's really confusing. At first, I was trying to manually jump from vine to vine, but the hit detection or the hitbox for the vine is really specific for that. So you have to press the A button where you automatically will jump from vine to vine, but that's different from the vine that the button you press to mount the vine. So I spent, like, I'm not gonna lie, it took me 30 minutes to figure out how to clear these fucking vines.
Once you get used to the command menu that's in the bottom right, you will just get used to the game.
Yeah, but what was really weird about it was there was a visual prompt for mounting the vine, right? But there was no visual prompt for switching between the vines.
Yeah.
I like Quinn's face because he knows. Him and I both know this segment.
Might I also add in the absolute and utter frustration of the fact that is only, we're only talking about the vines, folks. I'm not even talking about the rest of the Tarzan level that is an absolute maze. They have to run back and forth in.
I've never played Kingdom Hearts.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, I've never played a single Kingdom Hearts game.
I'm not the biggest Disney guy, but I told my stream one promise. I said if a character makes it into Smash Brothers, I will play at least one game from their series. And this is me trying Kingdom Hearts. One day I will lose my mind in Tekken, and I can't wait for that. I'm throwing my skull at a wall with MVC2 right now.
You can play that right now if you want.
I don't want to play that right now. I wish to keep my sanity for the rest of the day.
Let me get my fight stick real quick. We'll throw it down.
Yep.
I
got one right here.
I main Kuma in Tekken.
Oh,
I'm
you're
a
that
bear.
guy?
Yeah, you're that guy.
I'm bear.
You're
I'm
a
unbearable.
Kuma player?
I'm a Kuma player.
The last time I played a Tekken game was Tekken Tag. That was the last time I played Tekken.
The most Tekken I've played is Pokken. So
I've only got one single thing to say about it, and that's Bob.
Bring it anytime, any place.
Bob, baby.
I'll burger you.
I don't know what this means.
Thin Bob? Thin Bob could fuck you up.
So now we turn to the perpetrator of the ages. Quinn.
I haven't even finished everything I was playing.
It hasn't even finished.
That was just Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were just talking Tarzan, brother. We were just in Tarzan.
I'm also playing still the Mario Eclipse mod. Don't tell the Nintendo lawyers.
What's that?
It is I would call it a sequel, but also not really. It's
like a ROM hack, kind of.
It's a ROM hack for Mario Sunshine that actually makes the levels physically be interconnected. Like you can just walk to them instead of having to. You can still select them from the hub, but you could also just walk to them.
That's interesting.
And then they add a bunch of post game stuff, and they add new levels as well. Which is most of it is like cut content from the original Sunshine, because for those who don't know, Sunshine was a very rushed game, and there were like 4 or 5 levels that were cut from the game. And so they we don't have any actual data on what they were, but the dev team decided we're going to fully realize this and make levels based on these ideas. And so that has been fun. And then I've also been playing Echoes of Wisdom a lot of Echoes of Wisdom, and F-Zero 99. And
they brought F-Zero 99 back?
Well, it never went away, but we'll talk about F-Zero 99 later.
I thought that did go away. Like it was one of the temporary, like Mario.
No, that was Pac-Man that got shit canned. Pac-Man 99 got.
It really surprises me that they do just get rid of those. I feel like there is probably like still like a group of players.
Tetris 99 has never been taken down. That's still evergreen, and surprisingly, F-Zero 99 has received updates even still, which we'll get into that later because that's my topic. But Echoes of Wisdom is a good game. Play Echoes of Wisdom 10 out of 10, except for the frame rates, which is a 0 out of 10. It's like 4 FPS.
Are the frames very similar to the Link's Awakening remake?
Worse.
Ooh,
worse.
Wow.
See, that is. Hopefully that'll be something that gets improved with Switch 2 eventually.
That's my thoughts. Other than the frame rates, good ass fucking game, but those frame rates are nasty shit. Listen, I thought Tears of the Kingdom had bad frame rate. This takes the cake. I don't know what it is about Zelda not giving a shit about frame rates, because most other Nintendo games, the Switch is underpowered, but most other Nintendo games are at least optimized for the hardware.
Bro. The CEO asked you not to compare their product to other products that are currently available on the market. Don't do that, man.
What?
I said,
Don't do that, bro.
I said, bro, don't. The CEO of Nintendo asked you not to compare their consoles to other
That
products.
wasn't the CEO. That was Miyamoto.
Well, Miyamoto said that. I thought Miyamoto was Nintendo. That's it. I don't care.
He works for Nintendo, but he doesn't own the company.
Either way, what a silly goose.
Nintendo.
So yeah, what is that the three? So those the big three for you this week? These past 2 weeks, or do you have more?
I've been playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2, slowly being really bad at it, getting walled by Iron Man Infinite.
Yeah, that sounds accurate.
But other than that, Echoes of Wisdom. It's what I did want to say about that very briefly was. It's a nice return to form after Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild were so far different from Zelda. This is, despite you playing as Zelda, and she does play very differently from Link, it does feel way more like what I want out of a traditional Zelda game. There are more than just 4 dungeons. I know of at least 5, but I think there's 8. I think. But I don't know that fully yet. And in general, it's much more traditional Zelda in that you get items in the form of your echoes, and you're constantly it's like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. You have all your tools from the very beginning. In Echoes of Wisdom, it's a constant flow of new things, and I like that.
It is definitely more of a traditional Zelda game.
Yeah.
Well, all right. That's something I do want to check that out myself eventually. I think Quinn also had interest in that as well.
Yes.
But speaking of Quinn, what have you been playing?
Well, my goodness. Only a few things. Between work and whatnot, it's been very slim pickings, but mainly Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer is what we've been doing.
Is that something you and Agari have been tag teaming together?
No, I've been more so playing it. Yeah, I've been more so playing it with the wife. Now, recently, Agari and I did have.
Whoa, hold on. We don't allow that here.
You got to stop.
Shh! Don't rat him out. He doesn't.
Shut up.
Melvin doesn't know he's married yet.
Hey, yeah. But no, Agari and I did play for a little bit on, was it the Get Higher map?
Yeah. There's
that
a
is for a skin.
map. Yeah.
There are 3 skins for the gun that you can get out of there, and I hadn't gotten them yet. It's like a new version of the original. I think it was just called Get High originally, which was just pretty much a parkour simulator.
It was only up, but Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Except
it
it had
cool.
an ending too.
I'm gonna say you also played something with me recently, actually. I know that recently him and I partook in a Super Mario 64 cooperative mod.
Yes.
Game over.
Which was super fun. Super fun. I didn't get to stay for all of it, but I almost made it.
Yeah, we thought a certain Babu was gonna wake up. But
oh wow, he's married and has a kid?
What? He has physical confirmation that he has done more than hold hands.
Holy
Not necessarily.
crap.
I can't believe that he's too lewd for this podcast. We gotta get him.
Yeah, we gotta get you out of here. Sorry.
Take him back in the trash.
Quick, someone play the disconnect noise.
Oh my goodness. But as far as Call of Duty goes, that's about as far as it's been. I have now had my eyes opened to the Jack Devastators. To anybody who is familiar with that, is a dual-wield shotguns. It's absolutely devastating, as the name says. So,
Spas 12 from Modern Warfare 2 original, dual wield.
That's exactly what I was wondering.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't mind reinstalling MW3 and jumping in with you guys again, but I'm also just waiting for Black Hawk 6.
What was that? That kill you sent me? It was 100 and something kills you did?
I had, so the one screenshot that I sent you, I was playing Shipment 24/7. I had 91 kills and 36 deaths. And then 3 games later, I got 110 in each game.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, that just sounds
diabolical.
like too much.
It was ridiculous.
So, that's kind of what I'm doing now. I think my highest right now is 72 kills with the Devastators. It feels great.
I like my Call of Duties to be quicker than that, or at least objective based. I don't give a fuck about kills normally.
Yeah, I was playing Team
outside
Deathmatch.
of,
Never
not
played
Team
Call
Deathmatch,
of
but
Duty.
domination.
You've
Wow.
Yeah, I've never played COD.
which is sad because you were the Nintendo guy. You had the most optimal COD available to you.
The
Oh,
only
yeah, Black Ops Wii.
Yeah, Black Ops Wii was controlled really well, actually.
It really was fun.
I remember Gabe playing. I'll shake my pop at you. The only game that I remember you playing as a shooter was when we lived together, and it was PUBG.
Yes.
Yeah, you got real into PUBG.
That was the first time I actually really got into into a shooter. I had played Halo 2 at a church. I've told this story before. There was a church where I had the opportunity to play Halo 2 multiplayer a lot.
What are the odds?
So I had some experience with the genre, but admittedly, when I was a dumb kid, the reason I didn't play Call of Duty was because all the school bullies loved Call of Duty, and so I was like, well, fuck Call of Duty, I don't want to play that shit. So I didn't. And I mean, now these days I maybe would be interested, but I specifically checked out PUBG because at the time it was so different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is before like battle royales were real. I would argue it was the battle royale to take off and like really do well.
Like that? No.
I do not recommend this one at all.
Oh, he's drinking some nasty shit over there.
So Arizona made a kind of hydration drink called Hero Hydration Super LXR, and it's teamed up with Marvel. There's a few flavors that are actually pretty good. Like I had a dragon fruit one over on the car and right here. They're like 2 for $4, and I was like, you know what? I'm a cheap slut.
Yeah, fair.
So
just like Wario.
So, yeah, my bad. So we thought are we done talking about Call of Duty?
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna go into that.
My bad. I just got like reset by the fucking Arizona. I didn't mean to do that to you guys.
You were totally fine. So second game that I've been playing the crap out of behind the scenes is Magic Gathering Arena.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've been hearing a lot going on with that.
Yes, I have been climbing a ladder very quickly with a specific deck that needs to get stopped immediately. So the problem that's going on, and I'm just going to keep this really quick, but I am doing this, so I might as well talk about it. There is an issue going on where there is a best of one, which is Magic Arena's main go-to thing that you can do on it. There's a deck that is able to win on turn 2 in best of one, and it got enough traction that a couple people took it to a best of 3 tournament and top 2'd it. Both of them got first and second place with this best of one deck without using their sideboards, nothing. Just
wow.
Let me go ahead and take a shot at guessing the color. Is it a red deck?
It is a red-green, primarily red. It's a red deck. It was the original red deck wins, except for they took like 2 key cards out. All they did was add in like one monster that can be green as a sorcery because it's an adventure card, which means you could play it as a creature or a sorcery. But then there's also just a card they run 2 of. It costs 1, and it's what is it? All it does is give hexproof and a 1/1 counter. That's all it does at instant speed. So it's like super.
Is it for till end of turn, or is it just a permanent sorcery, or like a permanent enchantment?
The hexproof till end of turn, and the 1/1 counter forever.
See, that's fucking strong.
So yeah, it's just to add salt into till
like,
players.
Say you go
quitting.
to throw a creature against another person's like line, you can just pop that and increase their strength, and also get rid of any of their negating spells that they can throw at you. So I can see how this is very strong.
That card in itself isn't very strong. You're hyping up Snakeskin Veil. The card that makes it scary, it's a 4-drop card. It is a Leyline of, I think, Combustion. It's a red card. It can be played on turn 0 if you have it in your hand for free. So the problem with that is if you have 3 in your hand, you play all 3 on turn 0. The effect of it stacks, which the effect is whenever you target a creature with a spell, double it.
And so you pop that, and then
you play a creature on turn 1, and then you play a buff spell on turn 2, and suddenly you have a 24/24 with trample attacking, which your opponent's health is 20, by the way. So it's a pretty much immediate game over.
Wow,
yeah, those are the games I've been messing with.
Is this the new set? Is this Commander, or is this
this
standard?
Came out? Both the card that makes it broken and the Leyline came out in the newest set that just dropped all together. All in the same set.
So for those of you who haven't or do play Magic but aren't too deep into it, Standard is the current 4 sets. So it sounds
Nope,
like standard is busted.
They've changed it. It's 8 now.
Oh, it's 8 last 8 sets
Yep,
now?
it's absolutely disgusting. This combo will be in standard for almost a year and a half.
That is terrible to hear.
That's the problem we're having in standard now. It's now become Yu-Gi-Oh, brother. We are ending games on turn 2 now, brother. Where it normally goes to 7
if
or
you
8.
want to do that, usually you do that in legacy mode or like the other ones.
Yep.
So that's insane to find out.
So yeah, I'm grinding ladder. That's what I'm doing.
Yep.
I guess in context for Magic, we'll get to me and then we'll get on to our first topic. We kind of spent a little bit, but this is also new to us because we have a fourth guy who I kind of like having around a little bit.
4 guys, burgers and fries.
4 guys.
No, see, now we got to do something. We got to do original.
4 guys.
4 guys and 4 lukewarm Lunchables.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. 4 lukewarm Lunchables.
Can I microwave mine?
You know what? I've never tried that before.
I had a friend who used to take the pizza Lunchables with the sauce and the cheese on and the pepperonis, and then they would put them in the microwave for like 15 seconds. I was like, "What are you fucking doing?"
You are a monster. So we'll go ahead and I'm finally getting to talk about myself. Oh my god.
Oh my god, guys.
4 Marvel registered trademark Arizona teas.
Megan's got it.
I love that. Thank you, Megan from chat. That's a great joke.
Beautiful.
That killed me. Cause boy, so does this drink. So my week, I decided in my infinite wisdom to learn about PayPal Pay in 4.
Uh-huh.
Well,
And so I decided to get 3 games that I've been looking forward to playing for a while. So the first one was Space Marines 2, a Warhammer game.
Nice.
That is going to be what I'm going to talk about the most because I haven't played the other 2 yet. But I also just bought Black Myth Wukong,
Mm-hmm.
and I also got the new Dragon Ball Sparking Zero.
that's not out yet, is it?
No, that's
that
that's a
comes
pre-order.
out technically tomorrow.
For early access.
Yeah,
Oh,
I got the early access version, but unfortunately, I
playing
did
on
it
Friday.
through the site I did. They were like, "Your key might get delivered on the 8th." Because it's going to be it's a European seller.
I thought the 8th was when the early access starts, actually.
7th.
Oh.
It's supposed to be 6 p.m. on Monday.
Oh.
But that's okay. I work anyways. I'll get off at midnight and then get off again on the other train and then all of a sudden get hit by a bus and never get to play the game.
Just a series of unfortunate events.
That is my life.
Gotta
Like
get
today,
lemony
I was
snicket.
late to this podcast because my dog decided to bolt. She looked at me and I looked at her and I said, "Look, I love you, Ginger. You are a good human being. Do not do this to me." And she said, "What? Run?" And then immediately this dog will not jump up on a bed, but boy, if it will jump over a 6-foot fence.
That's like comical
I am
almost.
upset. Like the way she does it, she like curls her legs up and like throws herself over and like falls, and it looks like a fucking sausage getting tossed up in the air. And I sat there, I stood there just fucking
Parkour.
watching her do this, and I just looked at it and I was like,
Oh, great.
I don't want to run.
Was Yakety Sax playing in the background this whole time?
Kinda. It almost sounded like it. Almost. It was like I heard the music from Free Willy where the fucking whale jumps over the sea line wall and
Just
gets
like to
into
imagine, just like,
Yeah, she does make those noises.
oh, jeez.
And so, before that, though, I decided in my infinite wisdom that I was playing Warhammer Space Marines 2. So, Warhammer Space Marines 2 came out back in September, and it is a live service 3-player cooperative game. It, to me, like, we've been, ever since, like, Gears 5, which happened, like, 10 years ago, there's kind of been, like, a missing, like, third-person good shooter. And this, Warhammer, made by Saber Interactive, fucking killed it. Oh my god, it is so good. The scale of the battles are phenomenal. They do a really good job at like letting you see, because like the idea of a Space Marine in the Warhammer universe is on average they're 2.5 meters tall, which is around 8 feet. So when you're not even 8 feet, like double that maybe. You have a calculator you can figure out later.
I hate math.
So essentially, it's like in game, you'll see guardsmen who are just normal dudes, and they're like children compared to the size of your guy.
Wow.
and it is the scaling for the entire game is beautiful. They have wonderful large scale battlefields. The story is pretty well implemented. It's very basic. It's very strong about brotherhood, and it just feels like there was a gap left behind by Gears of War for so long. And Warhammer came and just fucking nuked that hole with a whole new thing.
So, if in my case here, not knowing anything about Warhammer, would I need to know anything about Warhammer?
Actually, that's what I was going to get into. They do a really good job because the only thing that's a little bit rough about it is this is a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually a direct sequel, which is interesting to me because the last game they made was like 15 years ago, 14 years ago. I don't remember exactly when, but it was Space Marines 1 for the 360. And I didn't think it was going to be a direct continuation, but they did it. And so, but they do a really good job filling you in. It kind of plays like an action movie almost, like a war movie.
Okay.
They'll say their names. You can actually learn more about your chapter in the codex and stuff like that. It's a really good game for people who don't know about Warhammer to just get really fascinated by it and go on the hunt and just spend hours in like wiki articles.
Yeah, the last Warhammer game I played was Darktide, I think.
Darktide is also really good.
Darktide is fun. I like Darktide.
So the big difference here is both actually implement a melee, and Warhammer 2 has a fantastic melee system where R1 is like your basic heavy attack, your basic attacks, and you would do it a hold down. It's very simple, but at the same time, with how many enemies are on screen, you also get like a perfect parry and perfect dodge system where you can get rewarded with headshotting enemies afterwards. Feels very solid. The noises are very good. If you play it, I highly recommend you use a PlayStation 5 controller. Because the PlayStation 5 controller has a lot of haptic feedback and haptic trigger like tensions. When you go to pull your big heavy like gun, it actually feels like you're pulling the big trigger on there,
or pulling the trigger,
or like the revving of the chainsaw will actually rev the controller. Cool. Another big thing about the game is it has a lot of replayability. Because during the campaign, there's a one main story running along it, and you'll encounter side squads that you send out to do these missions. I'm hurrying.
No, you're good. We're just...
And so with these side squads, that's the actual multiplayer. There's PvE, there's PvP, and there's co-op campaign. The actual multiplayer component, you send these side squads out, and there's individual perk trees that you can go and build each of the individual classes differently. And also have them have different armor sets and different colors. Like me, I'm working towards having a different chapter for every class.
That's cool.
So like my main guy is an ultramarine. That's what you play as. They're ultramarines. They're known as pretty much the purest gene seed for the Emperor. Okay. Which if we get to that segment, I'll talk more about that, the Warhammer background. But if you guys are looking for a good hack and slash shooter with a lot of chaotic action, with replayability in the multiplayer, a really good PvE game mode, very good co-op. It's a very, very good co-op experience. I recommend Warhammer Space Marines 2, developed by Saber Interactive.
But you know what else is being made by Saber Interactive?
No, enlighten me.
Well, if you can believe it or not, Saber Interactive and Paramount are working on a AAA RPG release of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Wow.
So
Secret tunnel.
So
I'm going to make you all hate me. I have seen 6 episodes of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I was going to say I've seen it. I saw it like for the first time 3 years ago.
Okay.
So it's not, I mean, it's good. I like it.
Just say cringe.
It's not,
and just, no, for me.
Oh, cringe.
Yeah, since I haven't seen it.
Are you a cringe lord heretic? Hit me with, make me cringe right now.
Oh, homie.
3 words or less. That's one.
That's one. Anyways, Saber Interactive is making Avatar: The Last Airbender RPG, and that's quite interesting to me because it's just I've always felt weird. At least in my perspective of like anime adaptations of video games, I have never experienced a really good one. And not to say that there's not really good ones or there's really bad ones.
Sir,
but
Avatar's not an anime.
Okay, whatever. It's French made, whatever. But just like in that kind of context.
Have you ever played a good just tie-in game in general?
Yeah.
Maybe is the question.
And-
or like what's the word?
There's a few. I know like the
License game.
Yeah,
The Deadpool one was really good.
because the last one that I played was JoJo's All-Star Battle Type R.
Oh,
Yeah,
those
I
are so
played
good.
that.
That was the last one.
I liked
played.
Requiem or Eyes of Heaven. I mean,
Yeah, Eyes of Heaven was
That
really
one was also, by the way, since I mentioned the pawn store, that one was also there, and it was $94.
wait, they had a physical copy of Eyes of Heaven?
Yes,
I didn't know that. I thought it was only digital.
PS4. Where are you off to?
Just stretching.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I've never. The only one I played maybe like a Shippuden game of Naruto, but like a fighting game. That was it. I had what's that Dragon Ball Fighter or Dragon Ball Z Fighters?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
played a
Fighter Z?
bit of Fighter Z.
That's what it was. Yeah,
Fighter Z is awesome. I have a lot to say about that one, actually.
yeah. That's. I mean, I've only played a handful of them. The last one that I distinctively remember playing was JoJo's All-Star Battle Type R.
Was there a release
Yeah.
date on the Avatar one or any more information about the Avatar one?
As far as I've seen through this article through Kotaku, they do not have a release date or like an expectation of the release date. They're just saying that it is being in development and they are working on it.
Did you know that that is not the first Avatar game to be released?
Yes, I actually looked this up because I was surprised to see what was the name of it. It was an Avatar game that they had released for the Switch like 2 years ago.
Oh, I wasn't even referring to that one. I was referring to the one on the 360 where it was an action
The
RPG.
Avatar.
Oh, I didn't even know about that one. I knew about the newest one. The Quest for Balance is what it's called. Yeah, and that one was released. Apparently it's on Steam and it's uses Unreal 4.
Huh.
It's got a 5 out of 10 though, so it's probably not.
Quinn, play it.
Oh no, I'm good.
No.
If I'm gonna play any bad Avatar game, it's the one that's based off the live action movie, The Avatar. That game was absolute dog crap.
Wait. There was a video game about the live action adaptation. So there was an adaptation of an adaptation.
Yes. Hold up.
That's the second cringe word. One more.
So,
Moist.
no, that doesn't count. I don't get. I mean, moist is great.
I don't
like
get
water.
moist.
Do you know water can never be wet?
No, we're not starting this discussion.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Yes. No, actually, a hot dog's a taco.
Is a taco a sandwich?
No, because it's a U.
It's on flatbread.
It's a U. No, well,
Flatbread.
So what came first, the hot dog or the taco?
I'm
So,
assuming the
leave the
taco came
taco.
first.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the list of just like games that Avatar: The Last Airbender is like made for, or not made for, but like there's a couple games. From what I can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that are actually Avatar: The Last Airbender based.
Based.
Or I should have like 3. I think.
Yeah, because there's a whole bunch of online games, there's a whole bunch of tabletop games, but the ones that were PC and console exclusive, the last one that has Airbender in it is The Last Airbender. And then it goes like Nickelodeon, Kart Racers, Nicktoons, MLB, All Star Brawl.
Let me
Legend
get the
of Korra.
Futurama mod where it's the last bender.
Anyone here ever played the SpongeBob tie-in game, Battle for Bikini Bottom?
I
Yes,
love that
actually,
game, and I
the
have the
original one's
rehydrated
Bob.
version.
There's a new Patrick Star game that just came out last week.
Yeah.
Was there?
I
by
heard
the
about
by
that.
the rehydrated devs,
Really?
I believe. Yeah.
My problem is I can't fucking stand Patrick. I hate Patrick with a
You do?
passion. I do. I fucking hate him. I if there's one character I would remove from that show, it would be Patrick.
Really?
I would say modern day Patrick, yes.
Modern day Patrick. That
Yeah,
makes more sense.
But
yeah.
like Patrick back then,
Ever since I listened to him sing a song about broccoli, I'm good.
that's completely fair.
I have a friend.
That song
got a
slapped.
friend? Yeah, it was
Okay.
the Patrick Star game. That's what SpongeBob SquarePants, the Patrick Star game.
So I was gonna say like a lot of like good adaptations. I fucked with a lot. I played a lot of Dragon Ball games. Legacy of Goku games were really good. Or action RPGs that were on there.
What happening in the SpongeBob broccoli?
I played Nier Automata.
Yeah, Nier Automata's a good anime at it. No, I'm joking. But no, like
Persona 5 is my favorite anime adaptation.
One Piece has a really good couple of
Yeah.
games that are really good. Naruto has a few of them that were pretty decent. I'm waiting for a really good Naruto game one of these days.
Because the last one that I played that was a Naruto game was like a Naruto Shippuden, and that was it. It was like Shippuden 3 or something.
Probably Storm.
So, yeah, I think it was Storm because it was just I don't remember.
Those are the only ones that are getting made these days. Is the Naruto Storm games.
It was like
they're like arena battlers. They're pretty fun if you know what you're doing.
Wasn't there apparently a really good One Piece Warriors game?
Yeah, that's either 3 or 4. I have both of those though.
I have no interest in One Piece. It's just something I thought.
I was gonna say, the One Piece Dynasty Warrior games are very good. It's the same with like Gundam. Gundam Warriors games is another one I really liked.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Quinn. What'd you say?
Oh, you just said yep.
I just said yep. But I do got to add in. Have you guys played the Berserk one?
Yes, I have.
Yes.
I fucking love the Berserk one so much.
Very, very good.
Oh,
probably my favorite version of that.
It is. I agree. I like a lot of the Zelda ones too, though. Like I think Hyrule Warriors is really good as well, and so was the new Fire Emblem Three Houses.
I'm a really big fan of that Dynasty Warriors play style.
Yeah, the Muso. They're like Muso games. Yeah.
I wish.
Sorry, Gabe. Go ahead.
I was going to ask Austin, have you played Dynasty Warriors?
Yeah, that was one of the games that I grew up on was Dynasty Warriors because I loved playing Dynasty Warriors. I love the play style of Dynasty Warriors.
It's a shame that Dynasty Warriors 9 was not as good. Yeah. They are making a new one, by the way.
Are they?
It's called Dynasty Warriors Origins. For those of you who don't know, go ahead and look it up.
You were about to say it's called Dynasty Warriors 10.
No, they'd easily call that one Dynasty Warriors X.
But I've played a lot of the older Dynasty Warrior games. But I wish that I would play a Dynasty Warrior-esque game nowadays. Mostly, honestly, the main problem that I have is just money, but that's a whole different thing.
You get your value out of. I mean, I've only played the Zelda ones and the Fire Emblem ones, but you get your fucking money out of those games. Hyrule Warriors 1 is like what?
Sorry, Gwen.
Agari, just got to be the guy to point this out. You understand how many Dynasty Warriors games and Hyrule Warriors games there are on the 3DS?
That's fair.
There are some.
I'm not going to say anything more than that.
I also have Hyrule Warriors for the Switch.
I would recommend it on Switch over the 3DS. It doesn't run very well.
But 3DS and
Fire Emblem Warriors also does not.
Oh yeah, the 3DS would be arguably the quote unquote maybe freeway.
Yeah.
If you've done some certain circumstances to your 3DS,
which we would never do, Nintendo.
Yeah, don't say that too loud. They're always watching.
Everybody whisper the words Arctic base.
Arctic base.
But I mean,
eat the paste.
What about you, Gabe? What about your anime adaptation video games? You played any really?
Hey, he plays Xenoblade.
Well, for the record, I hadn't really watched anime until like 2-3 years ago. Actually, it was during the pandemic when I watched like my first anime. Mm-hmm. The first time I played an anime tie-in game specifically would have been Fighter Z. And I didn't play very much of it because I was bad at it. I'm still bad at fighting games.
We can work on that if you want.
I don't want to. I don't want to. I'm training in Marvel versus Capcom.
No, it's training the Good Fighter.
No, I mean they're basically the same game when you think about it.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at fighter games. I can't do fighters.
I am pretty okay.
I also have played the JoJo's game, and I kind of got like decent at it, like not like online competitive decent, but like decent to the point where my friend Tony is like a fighting game god, right? No matter what fighting game he picks up, he will just destroy it because that's his genre. Like the way I play like racing games and RPGs, and you play shooters, and you play everything.
Why were you pointing at me or Quinn?
You. I don't know what Quinn plays. Sonic. The way
Sonic.
He plays those is the way he plays fighting games, and I love Tony, but yeah, I played the JoJo's fighting game with him and actually did okay. It was admittedly probably to some extent to the fact that he hadn't played it, but I did pretty okay in that, so I'd like to just brush my shoulder. I can, I may not be able to kill even one of his characters in MVC2, but I can sometimes win in the JoJo's Battle R game.
Hell yeah, that's all that matters.
Also, that game has a fucking massive roster.
It's interesting because the 2D JoJo game plays almost identical to the Eyes of Heaven.
I haven't played Eyes of Heaven.
Like they literally just take the 2D fighting one and then they just move it into a 3D space.
Isn't Eyes of Heaven like a lesser version of R, or is it just a different game entirely?
Different
It's
style.
a
of
different
game.
style of
Okay.
game. Yeah.
Like one's an arena battler where it's 2v2, while the other one is like, an actual 2D fighter.
Oh, okay.
Eyes of Heaven.
Quinn, have you been playing any anime adaptations, you weeb?
Like I said, I have been playing some, near Automata, near Replicant,
That
Nothing
I
crazy
bought
here.
Replicant, by the way, Quinn. I intend to stream that at some point soon.
Amazing game, one of my favorite games of all time. I
I'm
did
aware.
play an anime adaptation recently.
Oh.
I did pick up the King of the Hill game for the Nintendo GameCube.
Yeah.
Wait, is that real?
No, it's not real.
I had to be fucking. No, you don't understand how down to play that I was.
I
It was
did
weird.
pick up Shrek 2 though. I did pick up Shrek 2.
God,
Shrek 2 is my favorite anime.
did anyone play? Did anyone play the Shrek Super Party, the Mario Party clone that Shrek made for the GameCube?
No, and I wish I did.
Super Slam?
It was I think was it Super Slam? No, Super Slam was the fighter.
Super Slam was the wrestling one.
Yeah,
Oh.
but no, they made like it was for the GameCube.
Yeah, they made a
and-
Mario Party Shrek clone.
Yeah, it was like Shrek Super Party or something like that.
Shrek Super Party, yep.
Yeah. Oh my god. And then they have the real big heads that like just don't animate at all. And there's no
rated-
reactions. And
Rated a stunning 3 out of 10 on
Yeah.
IGN.
the mirror, the talking mirror, they barely animated his mouth when he talks. So for those who can't see me, he's just kind of opening and shutting his mouth. But for you guys that can
It
see
straight
me,
up just looks
I
like
was like,
a Canadian from South Park.
Yeah, pretty much. It's really awful. It was one of the worst games I think I ever played as a kid.
I'm gonna buy it now.
Do it.
Don't do
I need
it,
it.
please. I don't want to play that. And I know if you buy it, I'll be over there and you'll be like, let's play this, Melvin. And I'll be like,
I'm
yeah.
gonna have it shipped to me now.
Stop.
All right.
But no,
that's all I
outside
got
of
for mine.
outside of the King of the Hill game, yeah.
Nice.
So now that we've covered our bases and all of our weeb culture when it comes to digital media, Mr. Gabriel, what did you bring for show and tell today, boy?
So
Man.
let me introduce you.
I was trying to burp there.
Let me introduce you to a man by the name of Douglas.
Douglas.
J. Falcon. Full legal name, by the way.
Covered in the anime.
Actually, no, that doesn't come from the anime. In the anime, he has a different name. I don't remember what
Does
it
he
is.
really have a different name in the anime?
He has a different name, and I think it's an alias, but I don't know that yet.
I thought it was his actual name in the anime as well.
No, apparently it comes from the F-Zero X manual, I've learned.
Oh,
But
by the way, there you go. That's an anime adaptation.
let me tell you about F-Zero. The F standing for fuck yeah! Sorry, I really wanted to do that.
Wait, how does that go to 0 though?
I thought the F was.
Because zero people laughed when I did that. That's why.
I thought the F was for
Because
Falcon.
0 people are playing this game.
0 people bought the game, but it's seeing a bit of a resurgence. Okay, so there's a lot of F-Zero news. What? Okay, let me tell you something. By the way, as much as I like Xenoblade, and Xenoblade is like my favorite franchise of all time, Zelda's up there as well. F-Zero GX I played for the very first time 2 years ago, and it is in my top 5 games of all time.
Really?
It is that good of a game.
I know
The
you're
lore
probably
runs
going to stab me for this, but is it just a racing game?
It's more
Well-
than just a racing game. It's an experience. Let me tell you what.
Yeah.
Okay, let me give you the breakdown on what F-Zero is, because probably most people don't know. So F-Zero, I'm going to talk about GX here, and then we'll talk about what 99 and these other games are like. But F-Zero GX, 30 racers on screen. It's futuristic. It takes place in like year 3000 or some shit. It's like futuristic.
20XX.
You pilot flying cars essentially, and they go like Mach speeds and shit. It's really fast. It's really hard. And F-Zero X particular is a game I would describe as maybe the most metal game of all time.
Okay.
Not just because of the music, but the vibe. You quite literally kill the other racers to get ahead. There is combat. You have a health bar that also is your boost meter. So as you take damage, you can boost less and less. And if you want, you can expend all of your health bar to have 0 HP be just like so much as a fucking bump in the road is able to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can play it safe, have more HP, boost, more, there's a risk versus reward to it. But F-Zero X in particular, which is where I started with the franchise on 64, is so bullshit with the AI that when you're playing on Masterclass, you're probably not going to be winning the races unless you're doing like glitches and shit that like probably weren't intentional. So in order to win a Grand Prix, which is 5 races instead of Mario Kart's 4, to win a F-Zero Grand Prix, generally speaking, you're just going to have to kill the guy in first place. And I literally mean kill him.
This, just to interject, like the whole idea of this game makes me think of Twisted Metal.
It's actually very Twisted Metal.
I mean, yeah, because you spin around to attack people.
Yeah, you can spin into them. You can side bash them. If you fall off the course, there's no coming back. You don't you respawn at the beginning of the race. Like you have to start
all the
race.
way over.
Yes, you have like lives and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, if you die, you might as well just restart.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, that's F-Zero on paper. Now F-Zero 99 was released a year ago today, and that is the first F-Zero game since GX.
Okay.
AX technically. Climax technically, but beside the point. F-Zero 99 is a battle royale. So I mentioned before that there were 30 racers in a typical F-Zero race. Now there's 99.
See, I have 99 downloaded, but I've never touched it.
It is a fun ass game. Also, I have maybe 40, 50 hours in it. I've only won 3 races in all that time. Like first place. It's hard to win. Quinn, you got anything?
Oh, no, I was just going to say.
I just saw you moving.
I
Mike,
have yet to win. I have yet to win.
Yeah, it is tough to win.
It's like because Tetris 99, we mentioned it earlier, is like the only time I've played it like a handful of times. I might have like 10, 20 hours in it, but I've only won it like once.
I've never won Tetris 99.
Well, since I don't have my Switch on me, I've won 4 times.
Yeah. Okay.
No one can verify that. But no, it is also, it's even harder to win in F-Zero 99 than it is in GX, obviously, because there's 99 real people playing in real time. And honestly, Nintendo used to say that the reason why they didn't make a new F-Zero game was because they were struggling for an idea. This is the most like perfect idea for the franchise because of just how well the game already functions as like a game where you're trying to literally kill everyone.
Yes, Elsie, this is indeed real yapping hours.
Yeah. So F-Zero 99 just got an update, this last week, which added Satellaview tracks to the game. So the F-Zero 99 primarily plays on the SNES tracks from the original first F-Zero game. But in Japan, there was a device called the Satellaview, which was basically online radio broadcasting, downloading DLC all the way back in 96 and all that.
Okay.
So it's very far ahead of its time, but it never left Japan. And all of those BSNES Satellaview tracks never saw the light of day outside of Japan. Now those tracks are available in F-Zero 99, as well as BSF-Zero had additional machines or skins for the machines like the Blue Falcon and all that. And those are now also in F-Zero 99 if you can win a Grand Prix in or just survive a Grand Prix, which is also really fucking hard to do, let me just say. Because every lap in F-Zero 99, 5 racers, the bottom 5 racers get killed.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Fish says, if F-Zero 99 is so good, where is F-Zero 100?
It's coming. It's coming. But
Why do they stop at 99? Why can't we have the 100th guy in there? What's wrong, Nintendo? Why are you doing this?
Because 100 would be too much.
Probably the very simple reason. Well, for one, I don't know why Tetris 99 did it necessarily, because that was what started it, right? It was Tetris 99, then it was Pac-Man 99, then it was Mario 35, then it was
Mario 35
because it's 35th anniversary of Mario. But I think 99 is just like a cool number.
No, I know. I was just making
like 100 is like, yeah,
well,
actually, but 99, yeah,
because F-Zero released in 1999.
I believe it released in 90.
Okay, so don't you verify
92.
me? Don't you verify it? Don't you keep your damn hands off?
92 or 91? It's one of those two. I don't remember. Maybe even 90. When did the SNES come out? Because it was a launch title for the SNES.
90.
90.
1990.
No, I know. I was joking anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those received a release, and then as well as that, as the BSNES tracks.
Flinched when you did that.
For those who are audio only, which is everyone, Melvin just almost assaulted Agari with the automaton.
With the Kirby,
and it would have sounded like this. You would have heard. But anyways, as well as the BSNES tracks coming to F-Zero 99, there are two more F-Zero news related topics, and that is F-Zero Climax, which is the anime tie-in game. Literally, there was an F-Zero in anime, and then they made
an anime tie-in.
They made a specific game that is the tie-in game to the anime. That's F-Zero GP Legend. That's coming to the States. Well, it was already available in the States, but sold like shit. But now it's available on NSO as of, I think, the 8th of this week. And then also for the first time ever releasing globally is F-Zero Climax, the last F-Zero game ever produced for the Game Boy Advance. And I've heard that one is like, I like GX and X more because they're what you would expect a racing game to look like.
Mm-hmm.
F-Zero on the Super Nintendo and the GBA looks like kind of arcade games. Like there's no model, right? And the tracks are flat.
Like cockpit view, kind of?
No, it's still behind the camera, but like the tracks are real flat because
it
of
looks
just
like
technical
Super Mario,
limitations.
it's like the Mario Kart racing maps.
Have you ever seen the original Mario Kart?
It's Mario
exactly
Kart.
like that.
Yeah, okay.
Same tech.
This is gonna fall. I'll fix that. There we
go. So yeah, we're getting F-Zero Climax, Satellaview tracks, and GP Legend.
What is
all within the same week?
What is Satellaview for people who don't know?
I just said it.
He explained it.
My bad.
It was the radio broadcast.
My bad. I looked away when you were talking. Yeah, okay.
We even fact check you on this and everything.
No, we did that for the release date of the original one.
Right.
Not the Teleview. We didn't fact check him on the Teleview.
Oh, well. Fact check him on this Teleview so that way I can say that.
I just didn't realize. My bad. I looked away for a second to check something.
But yeah, Quinn, I specifically wanted to mention this because I know Quinn is a big F-Zero nut.
Challenge Quinn to a race to the death.
I have played Quinn in F-Zero X, and we're about at the same skill, but Quinn's kind of a god at the game. Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, he's a god at the game. Don't let him tell you otherwise.
It's all right.
Nah.
God's bow to someone.
Quinn's gonna destroy me in Pokemon once I get my full setup.
No, I'm not.
When I beat Omega Ruby, he is going to wipe the floor with me.
No, 3 things are going to happen. So if you don't mind me just delving 10 seconds into this.
To me.
Yeah, go for it, Quinn.
So once he beats the game, I already have a team set up. I'm going to be a hidden 9th gym leader. He's going to have to beat. He's going to have to beat the 9th gym. And then on top of that, he's going to send me a list of his favorite 6 Pokemon team, and I'm going to make it for him. And then I'm going to make a 6 Pokemon team, and I'm just going to give him that, and we're going to go at it. And then we're also going to have.
That's what you were trying to get me to do too, but I keep stalling out and just trying to level my team.
Are you specifically counter picking him, or what's going on?
No, I have a team that I've always had as my favorite team forever, and I'm just going to use that team.
Okay.
It's a team that I've already made it.
Agari.
I've already made it. It's already set and ready.
Do you want to tell them what your gym type is?
So my gym type's going to be bug.
Good luck, Agari.
Yeah, I know.
What's wrong with that? There ain't nothing wrong with bug
Oh, no,
types.
I'm
huh?
fucked.
I just know that I know what he's capable of.
No, I know I'm fucked.
I've seen
No, one
what
thing
he
I pride
does with this
myself in.
Pokemon.
Yeah,
We
I
love
pride
bugs, yeah.
myself in my gameplay skills. So
Yeah, no,
but
I'm
it's
fucked.
gonna be fun. It's gonna be
It's
fun.
all
I'm
right,
not gonna
you
make
both
it
can just
hard.
1v1 me Counter-Strike, and then we'll see who's the real G.
I'll die for sure.
That's a good one.
But
We
yeah,
should get you
and-
into.
And then there's
Who,
gonna be a third
me?
match that Agari and I do.
Quinn, sorry. I pointed at you, but I was pointing at Quinn.
No, you pointed at the American Sign Languager.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
guys, remember he
super
has the
awkward still.
prosthetic hand.
Oh, yeah.
Then the third thing that
Jeez.
Agari and I are gonna do is gonna be I'm not even gonna like ask Agari to build the team for anything. I'm just gonna do it. It's gonna be just like the most overpowered legendary Pokemon, and we're just gonna go at it.
Just for a little bit of context, we did find a save editor that allows us to create custom Pokemon.
Yeah.
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 So we were just after the game was beat, we were just gonna make really OP Pokemon and just fucking go.
So it doesn't edit above what they naturally couldn't have.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Have you guys-
it keeps everything
Oh, sorry.
natural.
Have you guys tried Pokemon? What was it? The online where you just pick Pokemon.
Oh,
what was that
Pokemon
I
called?
think like
Showdown.
Poké Road or
Showdown?
something.
Huh?
Yeah,
Was it-
Showdown.
Showdown. Showdown.
Pokemon Showdown.
Yes.
Yeah, Quinn and I have played that for a little while, for like a couple days.
I use it
then.
for everything. I use
Yeah.
it religiously.
That's what we're probably gonna end up playing on once I give up on trying to make the gold team an actual gold.
But yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
I've already made it.
I know you're waiting for me, and it's like I keep dreading it.
But anyways, regarding F-Zero, Quinn, what's your thoughts on all of this? Because I know you're a big F-Zero guy.
My biggest takeaway is I haven't played really any Japanese Nintendo games. So
Neither have I.
So them releasing F-Zero, what was it? Start with the C. It was F-Zero.
Climax.
Climax and
yeah.
GP Legend.
Yeah, Climax is the Japanese one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one that I have not played, and I'm excited to mess around with it.
Have you played GP Legend?
No.
He just said he had.
He said Climax. I said GP Legend. Have you played
I haven't
GP?
played either of them.
Oh,
No.
okay.
I
So
haven't
I'm
played
definitely excited for both of them,
F-Zero games.
but Climax for sure.
I might try 99 now that I know that I have it.
There's private lobbies now too,
Is
so
there?
we can play. It's funny if you're a mega streamer, you can have 99 viewers join you, or if you're like me, you can have one viewer join you.
Megan says, "How could he forget about Climax? That's devastating."
It's not that
How
devastating.
can he forget about Climax? Well, you see,
It's really easy to get married.
Anyways,
Are there any games? I just also kind of wanted to briefly touch. Are there any games anyone here in this group or call that are like Japanese exclusive or like region locked that you've always wanted to play but have no real way to do so?
some of the
It's not Japanese exclusive. Well, the DS version is.
There's a few Fire Emblem games I wouldn't mind getting a hold of one of these days. I know that I would eventually. We were just talking about custom Robo actually. Me and
Yep.
Quinn.
Those
And,
are available if you get the Japanese NSO.
see,
I didn't know that.
I'm so like fucking basic when it comes to video games that I only know games about like inside the states.
Mm.
I don't know much about Japanese games.
It's
or, like,
really-
exclusive Japanese games.
It's really only older games. Like these days, pretty much everything will always be global.
Mhm.
And even if not, there are ways to play them. Even like as soon as day one, if it was like region locked for some reason. But I mean, the Switch isn't region locked. Obviously, Steam isn't region locked, as far as I'm aware. I believe.
some product is, but not
Okay.
like, you know.
But for the most part, you know, everything that releases is available internationally, and even if not, you could use a VPN and then
That's
get
fair.
it that way
Yeah, that's
too.
fair.
Virtual protocol network.
Sure, we'll get that. But yeah, I mean, the only other thing that I can personally think of is like Mother 3, but which is technically
had that
available.
Too, was the sad part.
It's available.
Yeah, it is technically available if you get Japanese NSO. You can play Mother 3. It will only be
You
in
know what?
Japanese, but
I just thought about this because for a long time, there was only one game that I really cared about that was exclusive to Japan,
Mm-hmm.
and that was Suika game.
Oh, well, it's available now.
Yeah, it's available in the US now, but at the time when you wanted to get it, it was only available in Japan. So I made a Japanese account to buy the game on my Switch.
Oh,
And I bought the game on my Switch.
There's also a couple of Japanese Dragon Ball games that are like RPGs that I want to get a hold of. Like we didn't get the Dragon Ball Online back when that was an MMO. I kind of wish we could have gotten. Actually, I think that was more Chinese actually. But that was a.
It's still
Dragon Ball MMO. Yeah. I know there's a couple of Berserk games we didn't get. There's a couple of JoJo games we didn't get.
Yeah, there's a couple. That JoJo arcade game.
Yeah,
I really want to play that one.
Especially like the Battle Royale one that they had that looks so cool.
So, sorry, I have so many stories that I'm connecting to right now. This past weekend, I went and met up some friends in another state. And we went to a giant arcade, and they had imported Japanese rhythm games.
Oh,
And those were really cool. I can't tell you the name of them because I'm not going to remember.
It the drummer ones?
It was the kind of, yeah, like you hit the buttons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There was one that you would hit the buttons and then you would slide the controller left and right, but you would have to hit the button and like tap, slide.
Oh, so that's Otsu.
wasn't there a Taiko Den drum game that had Megalovania in it?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it's called,
was in
that
there.
is-
That was in there. Yeah.
It's Taiko Drum Master.
Okay. But it was a really big arcade. I'm not gonna go into super detail about it, but like it was super big. There was a lot of cranes, a lot of good anime figures. We walked away with like 3 different anime figures that equal about $160 in total.
My favorite Taiko game is Donkey Konga.
Donkey Kong.
It's basically one.
So let's go
Well,
ahead and go ahead, Quinn.
I was gonna say the OG Japanese one I used to play was Taiko no Tatsujin on the PS2.
Hell yeah.
We got to get Rhythm Heaven. The first
no,
one.
we're not going
We got to get that available in the States.
No.
Dude.
Quinn would agree with me.
No rhythm heaven for any of you.
Fuck
But
you.
speaking of Quinn, Mr. Quentin, what did you bring for show and tell today?
Oh boy. So
What's in the bag?
What's in the fucking
I'm a
box?
little late. So from the release, the release announcement that they had where they were like, oh, hey, we're doing this. It had been like a hot minute since I had actually seen it. So when I saw it the other day, I about freaked out and learned everything about it. So I bring to you guys what, in my opinion, is like one of my favorite games of all time. That's getting they're what they're calling a remake. And that's Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater.
I can never spell this because I don't have a triangle on my keyboard. But that's how it's spelled. Yeah.
Look, just go to Microsoft Paint.
Draw a triangle on every tweet.
On every tweet.
Sorry, go ahead, Quinn.
No, you're totally fine. It's in my opinion gonna be like the definitive way to play this game from here on out. Just because they have revamped the main thing, which is the controls. They've made it more modernized. They still have a way to go back to the original, but a lot of people are saying the modern way is the most fun way so far. That they've messed around with it.
So
Have there been playable demos of the game released to the public already, or who's doing this?
Probably like packs and stuff.
From what I'm seeing and from what I've only seen, it's just like gameplay footage that we're seeing right now. Like even from their like main website from Konami, it's just the gameplay footage.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I mean, I was just gonna say, because you said people were saying that the controls are better. I didn't know if people have had their hands
the
on
people
those.
making it.
something?
The people making it are saying.
That's kind of.
Well, you can't. That's like me being like, yes, you should play Cookie Clicker. I made this. I didn't make Cookie Clicker.
I
but
I made
I
these
am
batch
hopeful.
of muffins, and I gotta tell you guys, these muffins I made are the greatest fucking muffins ever in the world.
You've never had muffins like these before, and then you eat my muffin and it's dry.
So go ahead, Quinn.
No, you're fine.
Oh, I was just gonna say, you said remake, right? Because I think
Yes.
we've had this discussion before. It's not. There's a difference between remake and remaster. Remake is completely from the ground up.
In my head, remake is anything added onto the game that was different than the original game. A remaster is just repainting it, right? Or like adding
I think-
in
I
new
think we
voice
remember
lines.
this discussion.
I usually think of like the Resident Evil games as like a big
Yes.
example. Like
I think of
remakes are
mere
when they rebuild
replicant.
it. Yeah, like Near Replicant is another one. Yeah,
It's not like FF7 remake though, where it's like almost a complete. Well, it is a completely
No.
different
Yeah.
game.
Okay. Yep. I was making sure that I wasn't getting the terms mixed up,
Yeah.
so I wanted to.
so remaster is essentially when they bring up the resolution and like add in new sounds.
Fresh
and
coat
they
of
got
paint.
Should be what it is.
And then
Yeah.
remake is completely building it from the ground
Yeah.
up.
So the fact that they're calling it a remake, and the only thing that I'm seeing that they've added that is not original is just the new camera controls. The new controls are all that's new. Outside of them using like the new graphics engine, they're using 5, of course, so it's going to look really, really good. Smaller things that they've added in that aren't originally a part of the game is there's going to be real-time damage. So like in the original, you could get hurt, and it would ping you that you've been hurt, and when you go in, it'll tell you how you've been hurt. Well,
Yeah,
now it's
you
going
used to treat it.
Yep, and now it's going to show it in real time, like on the character model.
That's
on
cool.
top of that, they are adding in a new system to where after you healed that issue, it remains as a scar for the rest of the game.
Cool.
Did you
So
also
everybody's
say
gonna have-
Unreal Engine 5?
Yes,
Damn.
it's gonna
So
gonna
I
look
wonder-
pretty.
Have
I
you not
wonder
seen
if-
any of the trailers, Agari?
I've not seen
Oh,
shit.
Oh my
We'll
god!
we'll show you after the show.
Okay.
I wonder
it's
if
worth it.
Very
that's
pretty.
gonna like play into gameplay at all, like depending on how scarred up your snake is, it'll like affect your rating at the end of the game.
I will tell you right now that it doesn't change any of the dialogue because it uses all of the original dialogue and adds no new dialogue to the game.
Okay, I meant like more like ending wise.
Like you know how it'll call you like a gopher or whatever at the end of the game,
Yeah.
depending on your rank.
Yeah, I wonder if like you like if you like come out spotless.
Right. And this also affects the camouflage system too. So the real-time damage that happens in game, if like let's say you get cut on the arm, it will cut that part of your camouflage, and your camouflage rating will go down.
Oh, that's cool. Actually,
Yep.
Oh, will there be like Star Fox 64 3D? Will there be like new mode and old mode for those who maybe don't like that? Because I could see that kind of fucking with the balance, maybe.
Yes, they call it the legacy style.
Okay.
For those who want to remain true to the originals, it also brings back the classic controls as well. I'm assuming you can change one and not change the other if you want to. If you want the real-time damage but don't want the control, you can do
Hopefully.
it either way.
yeah, they've
I'm
been
hoping.
really about customization. Which
They did push the release date, so I'm hoping
speaking
they
of
did that.
Konami, you know what threw me off? By the way, I didn't know that Silent Hill 2 was just going to release immediately to Steam.
Yeah.
Silent Hill 2 was a remake that Sony was pushing for their exclusive for PlayStation.
I've
And it
never
just
played.
kind of got tossed on.
I've
All
never
right,
played
well, I'm going to
Silent
move on from you. So,
I've also never played Silent Hill.
anyways, Quinn.
You know what?
It's
Yeah.
interesting because I thought that was going to be. That's why I bought the freaking PlayStation, dude. I was like, all right, they're going to make Silent Hill 2 and Final Fantasy 16 exclusives. And now they're both on Steam already.
Yep.
I just want
It pissed
FF7
off a lot of
Rebirth.
people.
It's like, damn it, what's the point of me having this PlayStation except for my little sibling to use it?
Well,
Because
you have the you have the haptic controller.
oh yeah, I'm absolutely using the. I bought my own separate controller from
Yeah,
the console though.
I think I want to get a haptic controller for my PC.
It is good. The PlayStation 5 controllers are probably the best ones on the market, in my opinion.
Just because of that haptic feedback, that's what I want to
Have
get.
fun with that extra $10 though.
Oh
Yeah,
that they secretly rose the price of.
Yeah, because of not because of Concord. Sorry, Concord, not
Well,
Concord. That we won't talk about.
So
3 in a row. We're talking about
We are not bringing
Concord.
up
3 in a
Concord.
row.
Please stop bringing up Concord.
Let's bring that Concord streak up
Look,
and up, baby.
I don't-
Please stop.
I don't. From an outside perspective, I don't know what these guys are talking about. All I'm hearing is like farting noises every time they say like it starts with a C and then it just ends with a fart. I can't hear it anymore. Yeah.
To be fair, Concord did something amazing. It showed up, killed
And died.
Ubisoft, and then just died. Like fucking, I can't believe Ubisoft right now. But let's keep
So,
going on your topic before I get
speaking
too
of,
far off.
No. Speaking of Concord, the camouflage system in Metal Gear Solid Delta has been updated.
And they have
Did you
Concord
like that
skins in there.
segue, by the way? Did you like that?
That's a good segue.
That segue is amazing.
Thank you.
But no, it's going to be for object permanence. So, like leaves falling from trees can stick to your gear, and mud and dirt will stain the gear, and you'll become camouflaged to what you're laying in.
This sounds so
Like-
complicated.
Yeah,
It
they're
sounds
adding
like a
lot of depth
simulator
to it.
more than like an actual. Like,
Almost.
It's kind of
I mean
nice.
that is kind of like
what Metal Gear was.
Metal
supposed to
Gear
be.
3 was very much like, whereas Metal Gear 1 and 2, I mean, 3 is also a stealth game, but Metal Gear 1 and 2 were very much around like sneaking around like bases and being like a covert op.
Like it almost just sounds impossible.
MGS3
MGS3 is a rewardingly difficult game.
Yeah.
You would,
and it takes place primarily in the wilderness of like
The
Russia's jungles.
yeah.
Okay.
So
and so what it is
pretty
like
much.
you'll have like preset camos. You just go to your pause menu. You'll select. I'm in the jungle. This one has a high rating number. I'll put that on.
Okay.
It's like
Yep.
you're like what would you use in a camp? Would you use a fucking bright blue navy camouflage in the jungle?
Duh.
But from what I'm seeing, it gets a little bit deeper, as in like all you have to do now is walk up to a tree in your woodland camo, bump the tree with the back of your hand or roll into it, make leaves fall, and then roll through the leaves, and it will up your camo rating.
See, that's what I was talking about. Like
I'm gonna turn into an ent.
something like that sounds like not impossible, but just like very difficult. But
Well,
I
that's
don't
why
know.
you experiment, though. That's the idea. Is the putting
Yeah.
this play.
When you're
box
saying
and you think to
difficult, are
yourself,
you saying as the player or as the developer?
as the developer. Like
Oh.
this almost sounds. I don't know if it's like maybe I'm just kind of stuck in nostalgia vision.
If it gives you an idea, it's been like almost 10 years since we've had a new game.
It's fair.
So they've
And
been,
we don't necessarily know how long they've been working on this
That's very fair too.
but at the same time, though, there's been a lot of time for them to develop this.
yet. Konami has also, since MGS5, not really put out a lot of games and statement. They, for a while, were just doing pachinko. Then they
did
started doing.
Survive. They did a report of the HD collection that turned out to be just no effort.
They did a bunch of Castlevania stuff, but other than that, they haven't made a.
They've just been porting their old shit. Yeah.
They haven't been making anything new in a while.
So it is a possibility that it just, to me, when I'm hearing all this tech being put into this game, I'm like, dude,
it's impressive.
it's impressive, but
Yeah.
how the fuck are they doing that? Because that just like, this is the kind of shit that I don't hear in any other video game. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I'm hearing about all this super cool, super technological shit coming in a video game. But to be fair, I play a lot of simple ass games. I don't play super complicated, super high detailed games or whatever, you know, like maybe there's a high texture resolution in it, but I don't really play games that have this super deep remake with a super deep like camouflage system and stuff like that. This is just an example that I'm using, but I've never really heard this. So every time I hear something like that, I'm like, is this like, is that even possible?
That is because none of them that have happened so far have been worth it outside of Resident Evil 4. And that is my deep opinion on that.
Wait, what?
Resident Evil 4 and Dead Space Remake are the only two that I think are absolutely worth saying that those are the only two like this that are good remakes. That I saw the remake and went, holy crap, this is leaps and bounds above the original. This was worth the extra $59.99.
I feel like Resident Evil 2 was also a good option on that one, though.
I mean, 2 was good, but I think 4
was
shadowed
also
it.
just 2 with extra steps.
Maybe
they're all literally the same.
Maybe I'm a bit simple, but I personally find like there's a time and a place for some remakes. Like I liked the Xenoblade remake, for example. I will not play the Wii version anymore. Like there's no reason to. It just looks worse. It has less quality of life
No
features.
point when the Switch one's right there.
Yeah. Some of the Zelda remakes, it's like the Ocarina of Time 3D. Unless you have nostalgia for the N64 version specifically, there's no reason to not play the 3DS version.
I will also add every game that I've played that's had a remake for it has been gutter trash.
Yeah.
And that goes back, you know, Star Wars Battlefront. Those ports were fucking terrible.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Which
those aren't
is
really
why-
remakes. Though.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean.
Those are
Not remakes, but remasters.
We're talking about remakes,
Yeah,
not
That's
remasters.
I mixed up the terms again.
Which is absolutely why I'm gushing about Delta, because it adds in so much more than what I already loved that I don't see a way that I'm not going to like this, and that's why I'm talking about it so heavy.
Konami is weird right now. It's always been kind of weird for the last like 10 years, ever since 5. So I'm interested to see what they do.
Yeah, I'm super interested to see
I'm
this.
gonna give it a chance.
It did kind of concern me a little bit that they pushed the release date a little bit. like
I
I
mean-
think to the point of where they're not even announcing it right now. Hold on, let me double
I'm
check.
always
Did
open
they
to,
even announce it? I didn't know there was a tentative date.
There,
I am always
I thought there
for,
was a time frame that they had, and they pushed the time frame more.
if a game needs to be delayed, I'm always for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and I'm
agree.
not
Yeah.
complaining. That means they're adding more stuff in.
Uh,
Yeah,
I'm-
like they're working on it.
I can't tell you the last time I was mad at a game for being delayed. Like, especially when things like Concord come out. And like, I know that game was in development hell, but like, and like, yes, eventually you do need to release it. But at the same time, you know, spending more time to work on some of these games that are maybe more rushed.
But we
you know.
also don't want a situation like how back then when what was the really shit game that it was everyone that promised you could explore all these multiple different galaxies and
Starfield?
No, the other one.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
Yeah, but look
We
at
don't
where No
wanna-
Man's Sky at now.
I know, but like at the time, you know, they were promising a lot. And
Yeah.
they pushed that thing to hell and they still delivered it.
Did
in
No Man's
rough
Sky
state.
have a delay? I thought they were forced to release
They-
it.
no,
Cyberpunk was like that as well.
Yeah, Cyberpunk was like that.
How about
Cyberpunk didn't get
how about I
delayed
blow
either,
your
man.
minds?
It got delayed a lot, I
What's
thought,
that?
Cyberpunk.
How about I blow your minds with one that we're all forgetting about? Probably one of the most sought after games when it got announced, and then the
Duke Nukem
release
Forever?
date got pushed by. Yep. And then the release date got pushed by months, and then when it came out, it was a flaming dog turd, and that is Duke Nukem Forever.
Duke Nukem Forever was dog shit, dude.
And I was so sad because I was so excited. I was so excited.
I've
Power
never,
armors for pussies.
I never played a Duke Nukem game other than Duke Nukem.
I only know them for the memes. I've never
And
played one.
I played it a little bit. I never beat Duke Nukem Forever. Back in the day when I first played it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is fun. It's a shooter game. But now that I know more and how to like just understand.
The
video
problem
games,
was
I'm like,
it
no.
released in a time when shooters were quality, and that game was not that.
I was playing Halo.
Yeah, it was.
Halo was
it literally
back
came
when
out in that
Halo
era.
Reach was out.
Yeah, I know. I was playing Halo.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really giving a single thought to Duke Nukem.
It was considered the worst game of 2012.
I remember that. I remember a lot of people gave shit to Duke Nukem Forever. And like, I played it and I was like, ooh, what's wrong with it? It's just a shooter. But that was like the first Duke Nukem game I've ever played. I never played anything other than Forever. I have Duke Nukem 3D on Steam. I could probably go through it, but I never really intended to go through it. It's just kind of something to be like, oh yeah, I have Duke Nukem.
So
you know
that
what's
leads
funny?
me to my.
I was gonna say I have beaten Duke Nukem Forever, so
I
Oh,
have.
have you?
I
Yep.
have played through it.
Okay.
Yep.
Go ahead, Quinn.
So that means for me and for everybody here that just got done talking about this, the bar is absolutely fucking low. So let me just say how excited I am just to see Sokolov piss himself in Unity 5.
I can't
All right.
can't wait to see what was
I want to see the steam come
I
off his
can't wait
pants.
to see Vulcan grab Snake by the balls.
Yes, absolutely. I
Can't
want
wait
to see him beat.
Eva in the
I
new
want to
one.
see.
Oh.
I want to see Volgan beat the crap out of that barrel, bro. It's
I
like,
want to. I just remembered. I'm just a quick interjection here. It has to deal with Unreal Engine 5, but Valorant just announced that they're going to be working with Unreal Engine 5,
Yep.
which is interesting. But
It's
because like
exciting.
I'm an avid Valorant player.
The engine isn't my problem with Valorant. My problem with Valorant is I don't get to pick my maps when I'm queuing.
No, that's
So now you're-
I mean, that's fair. But
So
like,
so now you're saying there's 3 ways that my computer won't be able to play this game now?
yeah, exactly. But I was just thinking about that. And I was like, oh, I forgot that they had announced it, and I was like, that's interesting. So, but regardless, that's just what I wanted to interject with.
But yeah, outside of that, as far as the game goes, everything else is to a T, the same kind of mechanics. I did not bring it up because we did kind of like veer off into the whole camera aspect and whatnot. But because of the new camera system and the new way the game controls, they found it too easy. So they also made that camera system with a higher difficulty from the initial. So it's just going to be harder from the get because it made it so easy, apparently.
Good.
So
Yeah,
it's just the third game that they're remaking, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
There were
As much as I would
reports-
love to see the original 2 done as well,
Yeah.
3's fine.
recently there were ports that were not great ports, but they were ports
Essentially-
nonetheless of the first. What was it? MGS1?
I can explain this really easy, like what
Okay.
they did. So essentially what they did was they took the Metal Gear Solid HD Remaster Collection, which was 1, 2, and then Peace Walker for the PSP.
HD Remastered didn't have one initially though.
Mhm.
It does now.
Well, I meant like the one that I played off of you originally didn't.
Did it have 3?
It had 2, 3, and Peace Walker. Yeah, but it did not have the original.
I thought I did have the original one.
No,
Because-
what the original was a pre-order bonus that you downloaded separately to your PS3.
Gross.
Yes.
It is really gross, actually.
Yes.
I thought it was
And that one was technically being emulated on the console, whereas the others were running.
well,
on
now
top
there's
of it.
no okay. So now they did it. Now it's a different collection
Yes,
they're doing.
yes.
So what they did was I thought they took the HD collection, but instead what it was they took the Master Collection, which has 1, 2, and 3, put it on Steam, and all it is when you click it and launch it, it just does a .exe emulation of the game in HD.
That's it.
There's no control options. There's no graphic settings. There's no PC settings for it whatsoever.
So, like, if I wanted to go out of my way to play Metal Gear,
You could just get an emulator and play it, and it would be the same thing as you would be for like the Master Collection. In fact, you could probably make it better on the emulator.
okay,
Didn't one of the Metal Gear Solids release on the 3DS as well? I
Yeah,
thought
PS3.
Snake Eater did, right?
Yeah, and it plays well.
Yes,
Yeah.
one of my favorite details in MGS3 3DS version is when Snake, spoilers, loses his eye. Whenever you go into first person in that game, the 3D gets turned off. There is no more 3D after that moment in the game.
Do they really?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Also, I will tell everybody a heads up because I found a video that wasn't on their official thing, but I already know one of the mechanics. I'm going to help everybody out way ahead of time. If you get poisoned in Metal Gear Solid Delta, it's the same old trick as the original, to where you can go into the screen where it shows Snake just standing there, like in the options, and you spin the camera, you spin him around like crazy. And you do that for I think a minute, and you make him vomit. Well, in the new version of it, when you do that, he will throw up the poison.
Yep. That's one way you do it. Also, there was a doctor you can call that gives you advice. I don't know if they'll keep that up too. I hope they do.
Paramedic, they have her new character model on their website.
That wasn't what I was gonna say though. But what I was gonna say was I hope another thing they keep up is one of the boss fights in Metal Gear Solid 3 was with a sniper who, if you went into your time settings for your PlayStation, you could move it ahead 2 weeks and come back, and he'd just die of old age.
Yep.
That's funny.
And so I wonder if they'll do something like that to implement it in this remake or form in some way or form.
So, to interject again, just for me in my adventures of playing games, like if I were to play Metal Gear at some point, should I wait?
Start with Delta.
Should I start with Delta?
Start with
Delta, because number 3 is actually a prequel.
It's the prequel.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, so that's why it's very good that they're choosing that one to remaster.
Okay, so then
because
start
I'm sure
3.
it can lead into the other games if they want to.
Oh, okay.
So, I guess, is there anything else you'd like to add about it before we move on?
Yeah, I will.
Oh. Go ahead, Quinn.
So I did want to point out for those who had the money, their Ultimate Edition is like $200. It's $130 more than their regular edition. It comes with a tin. It comes with a couple different patches, a sticker, a terrarium, and then like the old school photo drawings of the original concept art. They'll have like a packet of that too.
Damn, for 200
seems a lot for a terrarium.
Yep, all in a metal tin.
For a metal tin.
No, it'll be a terrarium.
Well, yeah, a terrarium and
the terrarium is probably where the most cost of this is going towards.
Yep,
still sounds like a shitload of money though.
$130 is a lot.
Think about it though. Think about like you said 200.
$130 more than
it's $200.
Oh, okay.
130 more than the game.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I guess I can't say anything because Elden Ring also did like $150 DLC with their statue collecting shit for Shadow of the Erd Tree.
Uh-oh. Hold on. Audio issues.
I think he just knocked that with.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
There we go.
There we go.
We all lost headphones for a second.
Nice.
Go ahead.
10 points.
What were we talking about? Elden Ring statues.
So I was saying like Elden Ring came out with like DLC, but it's like that's something I've been noticing a lot. People have been speculating with like GTA 5 or 6, where like no one's sure what they're going to announce as their price cost. I think it's absolutely ridiculous if they go past 70 on some of these games. And I mean, if it's like if you're getting a terrarium and shit like the patches and all this, when you're getting physical media, it makes sense that it would be like $200. But
The game
like,
itself is such a big deal.
I guess,
in my
like,
brain.
For me, I have to know what the terrarium looks like.
So like that's something we can look up later.
Yeah, but that's a whole different story.
Also, think of it this way: it's like the Pit Boy edition for Fallout 4.
True.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was about to say. Yeah.
or like the helmet from Fallout 76, stuff like that. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on with this. Actually, if you're okay with that, Quinn, Gabe, you actually had something I think you wanted to say too.
I just briefly, all I had to say was I played MGS. I played through MGS 1 through 4 a couple years ago. I started with 1, I played 2, then I played 3. I played them in release order. I haven't played any MGS since then. Revengeance is on my list, but I am excited to play this game. 3 specifically, I played last year for the first time. If it came out this year, I may have passed on it, but since it's seemingly not coming out this year, I think I'll probably get this game, but I'm very excited for it as well. That's all I really had to say.
Sokolov did nothing wrong. Free my boy.
So let's go ahead and move on with my topic here for today, and then we'll go ahead and either wrap up or keep going on the pop culture grab bag, depending on the time. But my subject I wanted to bring into today actually is a little bit more serious and not as focused on a game. I wanted to bring up that California recently introduced new legislature to go and require companies to admit to when they're licensing a game rather than owning a game digitally. So a large part that's been going on, a lot of you have probably seen already, like Ubisoft CEO saying, get used to not owning your games. What this legislature will do, or this new law will go into effect, is on digital storefronts, games will have to openly state that they're licensing themselves to you rather than you owning their product, because they're already doing it to where they can just remove games out of your account, or like say if the game goes offline, they're straight up just stopping people from doing things to make it to where you can play it offline. So now what this is when you go to online and look on your digital storefronts, you can look at the licensing and you'll see, oh, so they're openly admitting now, or California's trying to push for gaming to openly admit now that when you buy digital games, you don't get to actually own your game anymore.
So, wow. So, I remember us talking about this earlier because I'm still not completely understanding it. Like,
so let's say, Destiny is actually we'll use Destiny as your example.
Okay.
So let's say Bungie stops doing servers for Destiny 1. And because they stopped doing servers for Destiny 1, all right, yeah, whatever. I still have my game in my account. Maybe one of these days I can mod Destiny 1 to have a private server and like own it myself. Now what this legislation, what this is say Bungie decides, all right, the game is shut off. We're going to go ahead and just delete this from your Steam account, because like companies have the ability just to remove their games from your Steam account.
That's what we've seen with Concord.
So that's what we've seen with Concord and other games like
that. In California, they have passed it to where they have
they're working on passing it.
Or well, they're working on it.
And so what it is they'll have to disclose that like you're licensing this game, which is very, very good, because that means the consumer will be more aware of this problem. What's up, Gabe?
I've got a question. So it's California state law, which obviously, you know, there's a small asterisk here to this that makes me curious. How much is this going to affect globally? Is this really just going to only be prevalent in California, or is it just going to become a default that this is how it is globally?
It's funny you mentioned that, because Megan in chat actually said, so if this is a CA law, will online game sellers have to disclose to all U.S. buyers, and will it just say resident U.S. CA residents? So for me, what I imagine is a big part of this is, even if they don't do it globally, there's still a large population in California can share online that these games are being licensed.
Right.
So what it is at the end of the day is people are just going to know. And what I imagine is, if they go through the trouble of doing this, I imagine PlayStation Network or like Microsoft and stuff like that will probably implement it to where it's globally, because either that or they'll just have to, I don't know. I don't imagine them specifically sectioning off California
from the rest of the states in this regard.
Right. At that point, you'd have to write like two separate, descriptions for the game.
Yeah.
But-
And so that's why I'm wondering if what I imagine this is this will go and make it global. Not global, at least in the American market is what I imagine. But at the same time, there's also a movement that's slowly that's being made in Europe that could affect our gaming in general too.
Reading chat, sorry.
Oh, anyways.
Yeah, no.
But the big part of this is like another movement that's happening right now is called Stop Killing Games. It is a movement that is requiring 1 million signatures for in Europe, to where they want it to be where live service games have to implement some form of online connectivity even after they're done with the product. Which personally, I think that will kill live service games entirely.
Mm-hmm.
But realistically, I think at the same time, if we're paying for this product, I should be able to play at least offline or single player with my game.
Why can't we integrate something like, how Counter-Strike has public servers that you can rent?
Yeah,
why not have like old games and stuff?
I mean,
just have private servers that you can rent.
And that's also another big problem that's happening is a lot of companies are ceasing and desisting these projects that you're talking about. Like one example was World of Warcraft actually had a couple private servers that they were doing. But obviously it's a terrible example because WoW is still ongoing. And so, of course, they're going to get rid of their direct competition.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess let me go back further. Have any of you heard of the MMO City of Heroes?
Nope. Can't say that I have.
Nope.
So City of Heroes was an MMO released by, I think, Nexus Games back in the day, where you would make your own superhero in a MMO world. That's a superhero like city, and you would role play and do stuff like that. They essentially had this game existing where City of Heroes and City of Villains, depending on which one you wanted to play as. And they ended up going and shutting down a servers of the game. And so all the people that put money into this pretty much lose all the products that they put into it. Yeah.
It's gone.
And then when someone finally tried to get a private server going, they cease and desist it. I think entirely, if you're not offering that game, I think you should be allowed, people should be allowed to go and make their own public servers out of it.
Because it's not like you're throwing the game up for public domain.
No, obviously it's not a source of income that you're losing out on when you discontinue your online product.
In the private servers, for example, could they still buy things?
Or like your Modern Warfare one.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing too. If your private servers are making money, then that's when it becomes.
Oh, that's when it becomes a problem.
So these are also non-profit servers that are doing this.
Okay, so. Sorry, chat. I'm really, really fucking stupid. I just got to make sure that I'm understanding stuff. So, for example's sake, in my head, just to make sure that I'm understanding this, these nonprofit people would host these servers, and they would get cease and desist.
Yeah, or think of another one is. Do you remember the racing game, The Crew?
Yeah.
The Crew 1 was removed from everyone's library. The Crew one is
because they can.
Yeah, it's because it's gone. It was done. It was dead. And they took the servers down, and so there was no way for anyone to implement their own private Crew servers. There's no solo offline experience.
And then all that money that
game is just
gone.
Yeah,
just they wasted.
Arguably, they say it's because of licensing issues with cars. But also there's Crew 2 and Crew 3 available. It would. I think companies shouldn't be held to the standard where they have to keep a game running forever. But I think if you are done running the service for those games, I think you should absolutely be okay with others taking up where you left off.
And even to the extent of another good racing game, Forza Horizon, right?
Yeah.
They just closed their servers down last September. The problem I have with that is that also turned off all of the DLC. And now I can't even have the map thing that shows you where all the signs are. Why would they take that away from me? That had nothing to do with online.
Right.
But the second they did that, it got rid of the DLC I paid for.
Yeah, that sounds really fucking
and
problematic.
So that's why I think a big part of this licensing thing is important, because I think if more consumers know that they're doing this will become a problem for them.
So
I think a CEO shouldn't be allowed to make an article saying that we should get used to not owning our games and get away with it personally.
So the way that I'm stupid. I'm going to use wrong terminology. I know I will, because I'm not the smartest bulb in the shed. Would you consider this to be a gaming revolution?
No, No, I think this is more of people
A
are
firm
recognizing
nudge.
there's a problem with the digital storefront that's happening right now. Because I think with digital products and digital media in general, the companies have way more power over it than the consumer does.
Because like I'm your average consumer, like I'm really gonna just make this sound.
Okay, let me make this even just the simplest thing.
Mhm.
So let's say you go onto your PlayStation or your like Xbox and you want to buy a copy of Toy Story 3.
Mm.
So you buy Toy Story 3, and then years later, for some reason, Microsoft and Disney have a falling out. And so now you paid your $15 for your copy of your digital copy of Toy Story 3 on your Xbox TV media app. And they say all of a sudden, hey, this $15 product is no longer available for you to stream. So we're going to have to go and remove that.
Yeah, but I get that. The thing that I'm also kind of like thinking about next is like, as an average consumer, I would say, at least for me, why would I give a fuck? Because not saying that I'm not like the average consumer.
I've got a question actually related to that. How much in your face is this going to be? Is this just going to be in a big, Apple terms of service that no one fucking reads anyways? Or is this going to be like when you make the purchase, it's going to go boom
I'm not
in
sure.
your face?
I'm not sure. I would like to imagine it's going to be you have to like click agree to it. I imagine like a terms of service kind of deal when you go to make the purchase.
I have a feeling this probably won't affect much because it's just going to be another thing in the terms of service that people are going to ignore.
It's important to know that we're actually labeling this problem though.
Oh, I agree.
Because you said you're the average consumer. Okay, well, what if Call of Duty just all of a sudden says you're no longer allowed to have any of your previous Call of Duties anymore?
If I were to make an assumption, maybe I would just be pissed and move on. Again, that's just kind of like an average thought.
Why would you keep buying Call of Duty games and supporting them when they're doing something that's pissing you off? You vote with your dollar.
For me, I know that I would do different now. But like back then, let's say when I was younger.
And for the average consumer, though, the reason why it's important for the average consumer is when you go to buy that game and you're like, I'm going to get this. I'm going to get Fall Guys on Xbox.
Or like Concord.
Yeah, I'm going to buy Concord. I'm going to love this game. I'm going to put money into this. But, the Concord is getting discontinued and it's getting removed from my account. But I didn't know that was possible. I thought once I bought this game, I owned it.
But
so that's why with this licensing thing, it should be used to inform people who are average, who don't understand that they are not actually purchasing their games anymore when they are buying digitally.
So this is hopefully to make them understand.
This is more so to draw more attention to a scummy business practice that corporate agendas are doing.
Yeah. What you got, Quinn?
And to expand on what Gabe said, even if they tossed it in like their terms of service, I am 100% without a doubt in my mind. Like, let's say it happens on Steam, right? I'm 100% certain that it'll reflect in the reviews. You'll go into a review and it'll just say, "Hey, this isn't your game." Somebody will just say it.
The more people that see it, that means there's more word of mouth, and there's more word of mouth. That means that can either prevent or like think of it this way: it'll create a whole dichotomy for like say Good Old Games. They literally have a DRM free service. That means that Good Old Games is more consumer friendly than things like Steam and Epic are. Mm-hmm. Like it's literally just going to create a dichotomy of which companies are more consumer friendly. Like I don't know about you, but again, I'm going to hark back on Ubisoft again, where they straight up said we should get used to not owning our games. Like,
I think where I'm coming
think that's
from,
terrible. I think that if I'm giving you $70 for a game, you should be I should be able to own my game.
Yeah, this should be my game. And I agree with that. But the only reason why I'm looking at it differently is like I'm thinking of like maybe some dude that just bought a PlayStation 5 just to play games. And he doesn't give a shit about what game he plays. Maybe
and that's fine.
One game
that's not for them though. This is for the people who actually use this as their hobby.
Yeah.
Then people like us,
does
we know
affect him
that
though, because even though he's buying that game, he deserves to have that game, even if he's a casual player.
Yeah, but even if he doesn't, that's
sorry, Quinn. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Regardless of if he knows or cares, he is still being robbed.
Yeah,
exactly.
And that's what I was. The reason I was trying to get to that specific idea was because I was just kind of pixeling it in my head, and I was just all like, well, you know what I mean? I wasn't trying to.
So it's like okay, yeah. Well, I mean, every time you buy a $10 McDouble, I'm going to take $2 from you without telling
That's
you.
robbery.
Exactly. But hey, it's just like this guy, for the casual player, they deserve to know that this product they're getting isn't theirs.
Yeah, and it's not like I'm trying to be all like, oh well.
I think that should be a big fucking factor as to whether or not your game should be successful.
Yeah, and I agree with that. But I was trying to dip into that casual consumer base because, like, I don't know. Sure, I care about this. You care about this. Everyone that's listening to this podcast cares about that.
Think about it this way. Think about all the safety things that are inside of cars and stuff like that you don't even think about. Yeah, it sure doesn't matter to you, but it will matter when it does.
When it does, yeah.
And so the same goes for this casual gamer, this guy who loves playing fucking Destiny 1 every day, comes home, plays it, whatever, fuck it. I mean, he's casual. He gets an hour or two in. He's going to feel mighty depressed when Destiny 1 all of a sudden gets shut down and taken away from him.
I will admit,
it's like people who buy TVs just for the Olympics.
Right. I will
That's a weird analogy, but all right.
I will admit, I have a bit of a pessimistic look to the world, and I'm not gonna dive in.
Brother, I'm much worse than you are.
But you can see where like my pessimistic side is all like, oh, these people aren't gonna fucking care.
I think the exact opposite. I think they will care.
Well, no, I'm more referring to the casual people.
I am too.
Oh, are you? Okay.
I think they will care that they don't get to own their own product.
So
I won't go into detail about what that thing is.
What if this like reveals a lot more than what we actually thought? So like, what if this like tumbles down into like Nintendo having to say this on all of their games in their eShop?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Like the entire Nintendo 3DS eShop is just gone.
I just want to let me state this.
And then we come to find out, oh my God, they can take online away. And I can probably list off like at least 12 3DS games that were affected by online being taken away.
I do want to state this, just like I am on your side. I'm not against this.
And I'm just saying that assuming that people won't care is kind of ignorant.
I am ignorant. I'm an ignorant fucking idiot. I'm not gonna lie, Melvin. I'm an idiot.
Cut it down a little bit.
Yeah, well, no, I'm just telling you what's up. But like, genuinely, like, I am a little bit ignorant. I am a little bit I have different thought process on the world, but that's whole different story.
I just think even the bare minimum person can recognize that they're not getting a product when they're paying for it.
And I understand that. I get that. I agree with that.
And that's it's also getting worse because they're making it harder to have physical media in general.
Yeah, everything's pretty much going almost everything is going digital.
That being said, though, I'm not entirely opposed to the licensing agreement when it comes to like Game Pass or something like that.
Right.
But the problem is, I shouldn't be buying a game and then having it be a more expensive version of Game Pass.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And that's why it's important to even the common consumer.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I have different ideas.
But also, the problem is
that doesn't make you an idiot.
It doesn't. The idea is it just needs to come down to people need to recognize that when they're spending money on these products, that is them voting with their dollar. Right. So if a product is doing this, if a product is licensed and it says it's licensing to you, it should absolutely mean you shouldn't be buying this product, so that way you can stand against that.
Let me put it in my terms then real quick, and then we'll move on.
Okay.
Myself and I, just throwing it out here, I'm not the smartest guy. I don't think about
keep bringing that back to that? You don't need to keep telling us that.
I know, but let me continue. I don't think about this stuff. I don't know many other people that do other than us.
There's a whole demographic out there, brother.
Do you know that I don't know that? Because I don't. Because I don't
understand why you're feeling attacked right now.
I'm not. I don't feel attacked. I'm just letting you know, like I just don't see. I see a whole nother sea of people that are thinking just like me, that are also just kind of like, why the fuck would I care?
Okay, but I mean, look at government. There's a whole sea of people who don't care about government, but they let people decide for them. And that's what I'm saying. There's people who are more like aware of the problem and the situation that are trying to stop this from happening. So
how I'm going to see it, and this will actually resolve your concern, Agari, and also give resolution to Melvin on this. I think that regardless of how many people there are that are kind of, I wouldn't call it oblivious to this situation or just kind of like unaware, turning a blind eye to it. I don't think that's going to, in the end run, change what will happen. I think that just the fact that this is happening is going to be enough of a push that the people that aren't doing anything about it aren't going to matter in the end run, because it's going to be enough of a drop in numbers that it's going to matter.
I agree with that.
Okay.
Well, let's go ahead and move on. I say from this topic.
I say let's go into grab bag.
Grab
bag!
Grab bag!
More, but all right.
What else you got? Hang
No,
on.
that's too late. Let's just keep going.
Okay. Well, for grab bag today,
Oh, holy shit.
what I just did.
Oh, okay. There you go.
For grab bag today, I have the idea of what does it feel like to take 1 HP of damage?
Cinnamon Pepsi.
Cinnamon Pepsi. Okay. Quinn, what does it feel like to take 1 HP of damage?
I'd be like, just cracking your back and feeling just a twinge of pain, you know?
Oh,
Just like
yeah.
ooh,
That's a good one.
Just the quick,
I feel like-
ooh.
You know those batteries that like shock you when you lick?
Oh,
one
when you
end of-
lick the battery.
Yeah, I think.
What? Wait, you're licking batteries? What?
Yeah, have you never licked a
Never
9 volt
done that?
battery?
No.
And you like, what is it, like a C-type battery or something?
It's a 9 volt.
9 volt. That's what it is.
Yeah, like
Taking
so-
a point of damage.
Yeah, you just put it on your tongue and it's just like,
Yeah, so like it's like really sour and it kind of stings you a little bit when you.
yeah. That's like 1 HP of dick damage.
It's
I don't
like-
want to
it was
eat
something-
battery.
It was literally something like everyone like had like an older sibling do to them at some point.
The cinnamon challenge.
Exactly, the cinnamon challenge was terrible.
Ice bucket challenge. Any of those trendy challenge videos.
Ginger root challenge.
Yeah.
I take it back. I would accommodate 1 point of damage to like pulling the fake bubble gum and getting shocked by it.
Oh, yeah, that's a bad one.
Putting
I
in
had
a
that one
pizza
happen
roll
to me.
that's too hot.
Oh, and burning your taste bud?
Yeah.
That's about a point of damage.
I would say stepping on a Lego is like maybe 3 points of damage.
So are we putting this in point of damage for D&D perspective, or are we doing this for actual in-game damage?
No, we're
Yeah, are
we're
we
doing
talking like
this in,
Final Fantasy
Yeah,
numbers?
what's the
Where like
scale for this?
we're doing OSRS damage, where like a
Yeah.
cow does a point of damage.
hangnail.
Hangnail that gets stuck on a shirt thread. Ah, that's
Oh.
awful.
Oh boy.
No, thank
See,
you.
it was a point of damage, but it felt like 10.
Yeah. Oh. I feel like hangnails in general just feel like 10 points of damage. I've always experienced really bad hangnails.
So do you think just dying in general is like a certain number of damage, or
Yeah, it's 100%
that's when
your
you ran
damage.
out of HP.
that's what I gotta wonder. Like
Stuff
if I'm
like
not,
health bar.
so say okay, so the actual like feeling of dying, do you think that actually hurts, or do you think it's very peaceful when you die?
Depends on how much damage you took.
Yeah, I guess so.
There's overkill. You got to keep in mind.
yeah.
Do you think it hurts more depending on how much less damage you've done?
Like if you're at 1 HP and you take 1 HP of damage, it's just like, thank you.
Yeah, but anything over like how magic is, like if
Yeah,
you go
like-
over one.
Let me just take like 300 damage real
dude,
quick.
It hurts for like
And
the next eon.
let's
Pants shittingly hurtful.
And let's also not confuse what we've been talking about thus far. The point of damage we're talking about is with a full health bar, because I'm pretty sure if you had 1 HP left and you pulled that gum and it did that 1 point of damage, I'm sure that's not going to like kill you, right?
Unless you're on your deathbed.
yeah, if you're
So that
on
changes
that
what
1
1 point of damage is, right? That would change what 1 point of damage would be. If it was your
Oh.
first point of damage or your last point of
Yeah.
damage.
eating a chip and then it stabs you in the roof of your mouth.
Yeah, that's enough to do it. if
I
we're
guess
calling it 1 point of damage at the beginning.
Popcorn kernels getting stuck in your back teeth.
Oh, I hate that.
Depending on the game
Oh.
universe here, running out of HP doesn't necessarily mean dying. It could just mean fainting, like Pokemon.
Yep. Like D&D.
Yeah.
yeah.
Being downed in D&D is
Did we
different than
talk
being
about
killed in
this
D&D.
on stream? No, we didn't talk about this on stream. That just talking about
All right,
the
you know
Pokemon
what?
HP with the potions.
No,
I need you,
that was
I need you to do
pre-stream.
me a favor. Since you have the computer,
Yes.
look up the most common ways to die.
Okay.
And then
Oh my
when we
goodness.
do that, let's just assign damage values to each of these things.
Damage values.
Well, and I'm going to be the guy to ruin this right now, then every single one that you name off, I'm just going to say 100.
What?
Because it's the way to die.
what?
What's
That's not
max
fair.
HP?
Sorry.
Yeah, like,
It says help is available.
oh
After
my
looking
at-
God, come on.
Yeah.
Top 10 causes of death. Here we go. Okay.
I think
Gaming.
a heart attack is like a solid 50 points, right? Like,
gaming.
Wow. Okay, so first one
Number one suicide.
Make them
Is-
up or no balls.
is ischemic heart disease. Okay, this is for 2021. This is
Okay.
the global.
ischemic.
Yeah, ischemic. My bad.
So heart disease, heart
disease,
problems.
yep.
So do you think that's like, because look at Goku when Goku has the heart attack in Dragon Ball, like when he's fighting the androids, like how much points of damage is like a heart attack
Oh, dude,
or a
he's
heart?
gonna take like hella damage.
Well, like,
Is it like poison damage? Does it over time?
well, no, I feel like because the thing is like a heart attack is like when it skips a beat, right? So it has to be 1 point of like, because
I think it's like 25. Like assuming our health maxes out at
like
100.
there's a lot of old dudes I know that just survive.
If we're
heart
going like
attacks.
100, like as the baseline for the health, I would say maybe like 15, 20 points of damage.
Yeah.
Because like I knew a guy that worked with me at Walmart who had a heart attack and just straight up just got in his car and drove himself to the hospital.
Oh wow.
Jeez.
Captain Fro says, I think it's
Minecraft
like Minecraft
hunger
hunger damage. So number 2.
Wait, hold on. What's your damage?
Oh,
number?
yeah,
Quinn,
what's
are
your-
you gonna say 100 as well?
Well, a heart attack isn't like necessarily full on, so I'm gonna say 99.
Megan said,
And
I
then
would
2
s-
points every 3. Megan said I would say it's like 25, then 2 points every like 3
Yeah.
months.
Okay, number 2 was COVID-19 in 2021.
Breathtaking. That one's probably like
I'll
a slow
decline to
boil.
comment.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
move on from
We'll
that
move
one.
on that front. Number 3, stroke.
See, that one's got to be like an instant 75. Your brain's like just spasming out, and having a bad time.
I feel like it's a lot of. I don't like this topic.
This went in a weird
No,
direction.
it's like, let's at least get to number 5.
Okay, number 5. I'll do one more. That'll be number 5.
I just want to get the value of a car crash or like getting hit by a
Dude.
car.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if you're getting T-boned, that's like a 75.
Yeah,
like,
no.
right there.
So, okay, have you been in a car accident, Melvin? Have you been in like a serious car accident where it's like total your vehicle?
I've been in
No.
a life-altering car accident.
Okay.
I have not.
I
So
have
I
sort
won't say
of.
I've been in a life-altering car accident, but I've had one where it's ruined my vehicle and I've been T-boned in the front. It feels like slow motion. You get hit and it just feels like
Yeah,
it's
I
happening
agree.
forever.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I spun off and went into a ditch before, and I get that.
But my accident, my first and only accident, was I was delivering pizzas and I went to go past this big stupid SUV that was blocking my view. And I waited like 5-10 seconds for, no cars to go. I was like, okay, I'm going. So I go past the stop sign. I'm going like 5 miles an hour. I get hit at 55 from the other lady that was in the other lane.
Jeez.
And she smacks me 30 feet down the road over the grass barrier. And the cops wrote it as I was going 25 and she was going 35.
What the fuck?
Yeah. But regardless, I felt like I was in slow motion and I broke my collarbone.
Mm.
And I felt
Seatbelt.
like I was doing like, if I were to evaluate that, because I didn't go to the hospital until like 3 hours after my accident, but I would have to say like maybe I felt like I was taking like maybe 15 points of damage with a roundup of like maybe 2 points of damage every hour that I didn't go. Because it hurt. And we sat at an IHOP and I went to eat food and I'm sitting there in the corner crying, trying to eat my burger because my fucking shoulder's broken.
Maybe maybe we don't do that next time.
What do you mean?
4 a.m. IHOP trips, huh, guys?
Yeah, right. What about you, Quinn?
Oh, it was just a really bad accident. It put me in the ICU for like a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Woo.
Yeah, I would say that overall I probably took like 75 points of damage.
Damn.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
then they give you a lot of potions.
Yeah, a lot of potions.
Like they give you
yeah.
a Phoenix down.
They gave him a lot of morphine.
The potions.
That's my
Yeah.
favorite potion in Final Fantasy is morphine.
Morphine.
All right. Well, we do have one final thing for grab bag. And this is something that we have to do every time we have a guest. You all, the three of you or the two of you should know what I'm about to get at.
Are we about to talk about the Warhammer religion?
No. We're about to talk
The
about
Emperor needs to be talked about.
we're about to talk about this dude's order when he goes to
Quinn,
Taco Bell.
yeah, what do you order from Taco Bell, Quinn?
What do I order from Taco Bell?
You have no limit on the menu. What is your one order you're walking away with?
Also,
Dude.
if you don't like Taco Bell, invent a menu item.
No, Taco Bell is like the closest place that's open when I'm at work. So
Okay.
I've got you. If I had to just willy-nilly order just something and I felt hungry and I was good to go and I had money was no problem, it would be probably like a Nachos Bel Grande.
Fuck.
I'm gonna probably get a steak quesadilla.
Mhm.
I'm probably gonna get 2 steak chalupas,
Dude's
a
fucking
Baja
loading
Blast,
up.
a Baja Blast, and then I'm gonna get a shit ton of Diablo sauce.
That sounds like what I'm about to order after this. So
I've been we recently had Taco Bell's breakfast, and we got their breakfast.
My
quesadillas.
girlfriend was telling me about
I'm
that.
so mixed about that. So
They're
much.
okay. I refuse to have their coffee, but their
They-
breakfast wasn't bad.
They've got like one specific thing that has like potatoes in it, and that's the only thing I kind of like from their breakfast menu.
That's fair. I like Burger King's breakfast better. I love Taco Bell breakfast, says Megan.
And Taco Bell breakfast was pretty good. They had like the tiny little bowls where it was like it was like not Power Bowl, but it was like meat, potato, cheese, and then
Cantina
like,
bowl?
yeah, it's something like that.
Well, the Cantina bowl is the chicken Cantina bowl, but
it's
it's
not
something like
Cantina. It was just a tiny little 99-cent bowl.
They've also got a big cheese it back now.
And
yeah,
it had,
big
uh,
cheese it, yeah.
Yeah, it's all
And
right.
it had egg in it too.
Remember,
Dude, it's super salty.
remember when Taco Bell had like an E3-esque
Yeah,
presentation
and that was-
to reveal that?
It was fucking wild. They had their own E3 presentation, and it's like, and introducing the big cheese it.
Has anyone you've had it, right?
Yeah, I've had it. Like I've had all
Have
variants.
you guys had it?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, it is so fucking salty.
It's I
Yeah.
both like it and dislike it. It's so weird. I don't.
I
It
got
it
it
was-
one time to try it.
it's not the first thing I want to get.
It is fun to have once.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I felt about it. I was like, I ate it. I was like, why?
It's not
Unrelated.
it's not Doritos Locos. It's not
No.
Doritos Locos.
Unrelated, but did you hear Wendy's is doing a
The
Krabby
Krabby Patty meal, yes.
Yeah, I do want to
Yeah.
try that. I'm
I wanna try it.
interested.
3 of the Wendy's here closed down, though.
Really?
Which
Yep.
ones?
I'll tell you after stream.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
So you
It
need
was-
to
it was a pretty
announce
big
it for
deal.
all of our viewers now.
Yes, let me tell you about all of the Wendy's located in.
Might I say at least 2 of them were just because the employees sucked.
Yeah, I don't know
I
too
don't think
much
I've ever
about
really
it. But
dealt with
I
it.
had a personal vendetta against one of those 3. I have a personal vendetta.
We'll talk about
so,
that afterwards too.
Wait, is that
Yeah.
is it the one that I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
The one where they had very hot, steamy relations in the bathroom.
The one that
they
was
better
the one that
have.
was near my old house. The one that was near my old house.
Oh, that one shut down?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that one shut. Oh, that one did shut down, didn't it?
Man,
Yep.
that's one I
Holy
used to
shit,
go
yeah,
to.
it's been a while.
the one
there was
closest
a
to
lot
here
of,
also shut down.
There was a
Yeah.
lot of safety issues involving the employee restroom, and that's where I'll leave that because it was really gross.
Ugh. Yeah, we don't want that.
Yeah.
Swamps of
Just imagine,
Dagobah
like, the grossest-
situation, huh?
Imagine the grossest restroom you can ever imagine, to the point where everybody, even the crew they called in to clean it, refused to clean it,
I mean,
and then
that's
just
fair.
know that they went into that restroom and left that restroom, and I never heard the sink turn on.
See,
Ugh.
Megan asked the really gripping question. Wait, people had steamy relations in the Wendy's?
Yeah.
Emphasis on gripping.
That too, yes.
Oh,
You know what I wish that they would bring back at Taco Bell? The Cool Ranch Doritos.
I miss the volcano menu.
Yeah, I don't know why they got rid of like all the
Yep,
different.
volcano
They
menu.
didn't sell well, I guess.
The
is why
volcano
they-
menu was slapping.
Volcano
And then they brought it back for 1 month last year, and then it was gone again. I was like, "What the
I
fuck?"
miss the grillers a lot. I
You
like
know-
the potato grillers.
You wouldn't know what really sucked? That Baja fucking gelato.
Didn't we talk about this?
Oh
or
my
I think we
God.
talked about
did,
this
yeah,
before, but
we
still, that
did.
shit sucked.
I got to hear Gary complain about that one in real time.
firsthand. Yeah. He saw that firsthand. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Shaved the fucking. It's weird. The Baja Blast hasn't been available at the Taco Bell near my home.
Really?
Yeah,
Just because?
I don't know why. It's
Well, that's why I
frustrating.
got you one right there.
It's like
big guy.
why am I going to Taco Bell if you do not Baja me? But anyways, I think that's gonna go ahead and get ready to wrap up our show. Quinn, where can we find you at on the internet? Once again, plug the fuck out of us.
Oh my
Out of
god!
yourself.
You
Out of
can
yourself.
you can check me out over on GabrielSurgeVA over on Twitch.
Don't do that.
Yeah, no. It's
No,
Quinn
you
is
keep
trash.
doing that. You keep telling us.
You can legitimately search Quinn is trash on almost any single place ever, including video game outlets, everything, and
OnlyFans?
that will be me. Yes.
Anything?
Wait,
yeah.
you have an OnlyFans?
Yeah, I do.
You can't say that on Twitch.
Wait, can we?
You
No,
can't say
I'm
it.
Sorry, he has a fancy. My bad.
You can't say that either.
What do you mean?
No.
They literally advertised fancy at the streamer awards.
Did they really?
Yeah.
No. Hey,
With
I am-
Cutie
I am-
Cinderella.
I think you're not allowed to advertise it.
Oh,
on Twitch.
okay. All right.
I'm
like
a,
if you have one.
well, you know me. I'm a proud cam girl, right?
Oh yeah.
Chat roulette.
Look, I'm gonna joke. I'm gonna joke about OnlyFans the
He's
same
gonna
way I'm gonna
joke.
joke about me totally not having pirated
chatterbait.
games on a 3DS, right?
Sorry.
I said I didn't. I
Right.
don't.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite platform, non-porn related, for people to find you on?
To be
Aw,
fair,
damn.
he does have some sick ass Let's Plays on the hub.
No. No, Twitch TV. Catch me over on twitch.tv. Quinn_is_trash. I am here Fridays and Sundays at discriminate times of randomness.
Wait,
so have
just
fun with
Fridays
that.
and Sundays now?
Right now, yes. Throughout the
Okay.
week, randomly, but we've slowed down. Baby happened, so I'm
Right.
still doing that. We've also just moved, so I'm still doing
Yeah.
a lot of that. I also just moved jobs to third shift, so that's a load of fun. A lot of
Yeah.
changes all at once. So deal with it.
Did you know that the hub is actually banned in Indiana now?
No way.
All right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's why I don't use it. Anyways.
Yeah,
So
well,
where
that
can we
sucks for you
find-
because I'm still on it.
You can find me
by the
at
way,
Captain
just so you know-
WaterMelvin. No.
Just so you know, Pornhub is
Whoa, you
still
can't say
open to
that.
content creators.
Anyways, Melvin, where can we find you at?
If you look up my username on YouTube says at WaterMelvin or at Captain WaterMelvin. It's WaterMelvin everywhere. You'll see a watermelon jack-o'-lantern looking dude as the icon. I don't have a lot of videos uploaded yet, but I'm working on a few things actually. It's terrible. Anyways, Agari, where you at?
I'm here.
I
That's where
actually,
I'm at.
sorry,
No, you're
Agari.
good.
I did have one question for you. How's the Dead Rising content grind that you said you were going to do?
So far, I've got the first playthrough done. I was gonna try. I don't know. Part of me's torn. I wanted to get all the achievements before I kept going, but I'm about to probably release my first 10 helpful tips for
Nice.
Dead Rising from a guy who
You've actually been working on it?
Yeah, actually. That's I have a thumbnail that's actually been made. I showed you recently. That's very zombie themed. I haven't showed you yet. My brother did it for me. It kind of has a nice teeth looking deal with it with seeds, watermelon seeds, and
Okay.
essentially I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get real heavy into zombie games for a little while and become the zombie games guy until I can eventually swap it over to variety.
Okay. Fair enough.
Agari, where can we find? Where the fuck can I find you?
Where the fuck can you can find me on the Pixel Pulse podcast? You can find me on Twitch at Agari_Uchu. That is AGARI_UCHU. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram. No. You can find me anywhere that is Agari Uchu.
You can occasionally
likely-
find him in a Pizza Hut.
Yes.
That's what he was about to say.
I love Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
I love pizza.
Actually, you know what?
The
All right,
Hut.
but since we already just brought this up, what is your guys' favorite pizza places? It has to be.
I can't
has to be
answer that
corporate.
because it's
has
local.
to be has to be
Okay.
corporate ones.
I don't like any corporate pizza plates actually anymore. I used to like Papa John's, but they actually TMI give me IBS. So
Oh, I didn't know that. My
Fair enough.
bad. That sucks.
yeah.
Quinn,
I'm-
what's
I'm
your
OG.
favorite?
I'm OG.
You like
I love Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut.
I love Pizza Hut. I've always been a
Domino's
Pizza
grows
Hut
on
guy.
me sometimes because they're really cheap
I like
and
their
affordable.
new recipe.
Yeah,
Their new recipe is good. I like Domino's,
but I think I find myself going to Pizza Hut a lot more for wings lately.
yeah, I usually go for Papa John's if I want pizza.
I used to like Pizza Hut. I mean, I worked there for a time until A man said that I called him a slur. I did not, and also the dude was white. So he didn't get his ranch was his problem. So he called my store.
You forgot my diet, Dr. Kelp?
Pretty much that situation.
Wow.
Yes. Also, fun fact about that situation: I had clocked out of my shift. The next shift delivery driver was the guy who was supposed to take that order without the ranch, but he got a flat tire. So my boss, before I got out, told me to clock back in and take this last order. I said, okay. And then I didn't work there the next day. But anyways, you can find me nowhere. You can find me at twitch.tv/QuinnIsTrash.
Hey, yo, chill.
And there you can see
they're so hot together.
There you can see sick Let's Plays of F-Zero GX. Wait, do you have GX, Quinn?
No, but I was gonna make a joke that if you said you're gonna be found on Quinn is Trash, you'll either find me or you'll find people getting really angry at League of Legends.
Gross.
League of
Let's go ahead and before we end this, let's discuss our shipping names.
My name is Frank the Dock Worker.
That is not how you ship people.
No, I'm shipping content.
You do ship people, I guess, but
well,
I mean, Quagari, I don't know.
Quaggery.
I'm gonna hurl.
My favorite is Captain Froze with Kevin Gunn.
Kevin Gunn.
And anyways, we hope you all have a wonderful night tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you guys tune in next week. Same every other Sunday. We have them scheduled. Love you all. Thank you for tuning in.
Goodbye.
Bye.